It's time now for the Erickson Countdown to kickoff. And coming up next, it's the Super Bowl champion Green Bay Packers heading into the Windy City to face the Bears. Kevin Harlan and Jerry Glanville are ready to bring you all the action. So right now, let's send you out to Soldier Field.
It's the NFL's oldest rivalry. The oldest stadium in the National Football League, Soldier Field in Chicago, on a windy day in the Windy City. And welcome to the oldest rivalry in the National Football League as the Green Bay Packers take on the Chicago Bears. Hi again, everyone, with Jerry Glanville. This is Kevin Harlan. The Packers, the defending world champions of the National Football League. And Jerry, you've read, you've watched, you've listened. Are they as good as last year?
Absolutely not. And the reason they're not as good, last year they had a great luxury. They only had one guy injured on the entire defensive team, and that was Sean Jones, and he only missed one game. When you look at all the people that are missing games this year for the Packers.
And the statistics are a lot different for Green Bay this year as well. In the giveaway, takeaway, they are -5, whereas at the same time a year ago, they were +15. 18 interceptions a year ago at this time, now only 6.
Well, you take plus and minus, you can take injuries, all that really doesn't matter. This is a quarterback-driven team. As long as they have Favre, and Favre is healthy, they got a chance for a big win.
What about the Chicago Bears? They're 0-6 right now, a team that has surprised everyone with their inability to win. How do you read Chicago, and do they have a chance to win today?
They not only have a chance, I think Chicago's very dangerous because even though they haven't won a game, they have never quit trying to win a football game. They hustle, they hit, they fly all around the field. That can cause turnovers, and that can put them right in this ball game.
It's the Chicago Bears against the Green Bay Packers. Dave Wanstead against Mike Holmgren. We're back to Soldier Field after this.
That's where it starts. We got to get to what we need to get. We got to play better overall. We know that. We know that. So if you don't realize that, then we don't need to come out here. Let's kick some tail there. Dominate. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday. And now, the Erickson Countdown continues.
Soldier Field in Chicago. It is windy, and the gusts will go up to 25 today. They are predicting rain later in the afternoon. Todd Sauerbrunn will kick off for the Chicago Bears. Packers are deep back with Bill Schrader, who will get it 7 yards deep, and he'll bring it out of the end zone. And Schrader is collared and falls down at the 20-yard line for the Packers. That's a return at 27 yards. The world champion and off to a similar start as the past couple of years. An offensive line which is patchwork. They've got Ross Burba making his second start. Taylor's the best one on there. Winners, they're glad to have him back. Timmerman and Bruce Wilkerson the tackle. Levens along with Henderson in the backfield. Freeman and Brooks the wide receivers, and the Pro Bowl tight end is Mark Shimura. From their own 21-yard line, Green Bay first down and 10, and Favre goes right to work. They'll flip it off to Henderson, the fullback, and Brian Cox is right there to bring him down at the 23. It's a gain of 2 and sets up second down and 8. This is the safeties. Base 4-3 defense for Chicago. Second down and 8. Dorsey Levens with Edgar Bennett out. Dorsey Levens becomes the ball carrier, and he gains just a meager yard on second down. Jim Flanagan makes the stop, and that'll set up third down and 6.
And Dorsey Levens had to pick up the load with the injuries of Edgar Bennett. He's become the guy, so he's going to probably rush the ball the most he's ever rushed it in the National Football League. Not splitting time this year.
Packers have had trouble on third downs this year. 4 wide receivers deployed by Brett Favre. Third down and 7 outside the 24-yard line. Favre with time and throws, and it's picked off. Favre is intercepted by cornerback Walt Harris. And the Bears pick off Favre. Harris to the 21-yard line, and for Walt Harris, his second interception this year, and an early headache for Mike Holmgren.
Well, Walt Harris is the right corner, and everybody thinks he's going to be man-to-man. He sits on the zone and waits for that slot back to break to the flat. Hope he's right up underneath him. Nice. He knew the route better than the Packers knew the route. Bill Schrader, I don't know if he was supposed to go inside or not, but the ball went inside.
Inside the Green Bay Packer 22-yard line. Chicago has it first down and 10 yards to go. Raymond Harris outside and tries to turn the corner and picks up a couple. Knocked out of bounds by the leading tackler for the Packers, Bernardo Harris. Well, back Kramer started the first 3 games of the year. They brought in Rick Meyer. Kramer's back in right now.
I think the fact that they started Kramer proves that they want to win this year. They want to win right now, Kevin. And there's Meyer on the sideline. He's been relegated all the way to 13.
Meyer started 3 games. They got 3 field goals, and they took 3 losses, so gone he is. Second down and 9. Kramer's changing the play. The fake to Harris, who gives him a block, and a wide-open tight end is Keith Jennings inside the 5 and down to the Green Bay 1-yard line, a pickup of 19, and Bernardo Harris stops him from going into the end zone.
I don't know how a guy ends up that wide open. This is Keith Jennings off a play fake. Whoever has him man-to-man, it looked like 37, that would be Tyrone Williams, jumped on the play fake and turned the tight end loose, and only Bernardo Harris was able to get him down before he had a touchdown.
Brett Favre threw an interception. The Bears began at the 21-yard line, now to the 1, where they've got it first down and goal to go. You can see how good that opening game defense of Green Bay is. Touchdown, Chicago. Raymond Harris, his 6th of the year.
Well, that'll add some life and some fire into the Chicago Bears, who really didn't need any. Watching them play, they've never quit trying to play, but that'll give them some confidence in a hurry.
Jeff Jager will try the extra point. That's a 3-play, 21-yard drive, taking a little over a minute on the first quarter clock. Sauer run the hold, and the kick is up and good. So the Chicago Bears cash in on a Brett Favre interception. A 19-yard pass to Keith Jennings, capped by a 1-yard touchdown run, and a surprise, it's the Bears by 7.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. With fares so low, you have the freedom to fly. By Saturn, a different kind of company, a different kind of car. By the body heat activated degree antiperspirant and deodorant. And by Oracle, the company that's enabling the information age through network computing.
The Chicago Bears have capitalized on a Green Bay turnover. The Bears 7-0. It's their second first quarter touchdown this year. And Todd Sauerbrunn, who banged it into the end zone the last time he kicked off, will get another try. Schrader deep back, and Schrader will be about 6 yards deep, and this time he will leave it in the end zone.
Well, he should have done that the last time. You don't bring the ball out 7 yards deep, and that's from a guy who just hasn't played enough football. Watch, Wet Knight's going to go in motion. He's going to come back and make the big block following the guard, and it's a great job. Chris Gray doesn't make the hit, but Wet Knight will come all the way back in there and pick up Brian Williams right there, sticks his helmet on him, and there's a touchdown with the tight end in motion.
So Wet Knight has the key block, and Chicago is on top 7-0. Second possession by Green Bay, and it begins at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Levens in the backfield and 3 wide receivers deployed by Favre. The short drop, which is very characteristic of the West Coast offense, and that ball is knocked down. He may have gotten John Theory and Carl Simpson in the way of the pass.
And he's trying to throw a quick hitch to Don Beebe. '98, right hand up. There he is, playing over Verba. Verba starting for the second time at the left tackle position. Got his hands up, and Theory's playing better and better, along with Carl Reeves. Defensive line hustling.
Second down and 10. Dorsey Levens in a block from Henderson. There he goes. It's a first down and then some as Levens takes it out to the 41-yard line, and Tom Carter makes the stop after Levens rambles for 20 yards on the carry.
Well, absolutely no run force. Force means you have to have a man to turn the play in. So outside the tight end, there should be a force man right here turning the play back into all the other defenders, and there is no one. So that's a bust. Somebody made an error there. They had no force to the tight end. You cannot play defense that way.
Dorsey Levin's on a pace right now to gain 1,300 yards rushing for Green Bay.
There's a guy that had a transfer from Notre Dame because the coach told him he was 5th on the depth chart with no chance to get better. Transferred to Georgia Tech, and now he's got himself a real career at Green Bay.
1st and 10 pass to Antonio Freeman as Brett Favre hits the wide receiver. It's out to the 47-yard line, and on 1st down, it's a pickup of 7.
Can you imagine being at Notre Dame and telling a guy like Dorsey Levens that he was going to be 15? All I know is they should have won the national championship. If a guy that good's 15, those other 4 should have been fighting for the Heisman.
He's a free agent at the end of this season.
He's one they better get signed up. One of what? 17 free agents.
Mike Holmgren last night told us 17 free after this year. 2nd down and 3. Bears on top 7-0. Levens broke one tackle on the backfield, has the 1st down for the Packers and takes it to the Chicago 42 before Barry Minter makes the stop. Got an assist from Tom Carter. That's an 11-yard gain after Levens earlier in this drive carried it 20 yards.
Watch what he does here. He's going to start off to the right. He doesn't like it and brings it all the way back out to the left. You hear people talk about cutback. There was a famous coach at Green Bay that said, run to daylight, don't run to the hole. Vince Lombardi's the one that had players starting to run cutbacks and not stick it right in the hole that was called in the huddle.
Over 10 yards a carry for Levens to begin the game. 1st down and 10. Best Packer position today from the Chicago 42. Hit as he throws, and Favre is short. The coverage downfield by Marlon Forbes as he was watching wide receiver Antonio Freeman, but the pressure up the middle was the key, and that was put on him by Brian Cox.
Well, it's a blitz. No big surprise. Brian Cox is down at the left end, but they're bringing, of all people, Theory up through the guard tackle gap. They're moving Theory all around now. Here's a guy that didn't get to play much, just played sparingly. He said, I feel this is my rookie year because I can get to play every down this year.
Former #1 draft choice by Wanstead.
And it's funny, he got to watch a long time. He says he thinks that may have helped him, but he knows he's improving because he gets to play every down of every game now.
2nd down and 10. Dorsey Levens got a couple of wide receiver blocks and takes it close to a Green Bay 1st down at the Chicago 33. Mangum makes the tackle. It's a gain of 9, and the receivers opened up the door.
What's happening here? There's no run force. Again, there has to be a man here on the outside to turn the play in.
Run force.
Run force means you can see there is nobody outside the offensive tackle. And what Green Bay's doing, they're coming with a wide formation. It looks like 4 wides, and there's no run force to turn the run in.
And it was Beebe and Freeman, which were blocking his receivers on the other side. Levens got over 10 yards a carry today.
Big down here, 3rd and short.
So it's 2 tight ends. Levens is hit and brought down short of the 1st down at the 36-yard line of Chicago. Jim Flanagan, whose dad used to play for the Packers and who grew up in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, is the one that led the brigade for the Chicago Bears.
And I got to say, he had number 52, Brian Cox, with him. Brian Cox talked to this whole football team. He said, we're going to make these Packers pay. I paid over $100,000 in fines versus the Packers. Let's get our money's worth today. And I think Brian Cox is trying to lead the charge along with Flanagan.
There's Tyrone Hughes, who had a pretty good day returning punts and kickoffs a week ago. And Craig Hendrick will punt for the Green Bay Packers. Hughes in his 4th year out of Notre Dame. That's going to sail into the end zone. There is a breeze in Chicago's Soldier Field today. And we've got some pushing and shoving at the 32-yard line involving Brian Cox at the 32. Brian Cox has racked up $100,000 of penalty fines from the NFL against Green Bay alone. Chicago by 7. The emotional Brian Cox.
And Brian Cox met with his football team 2 days ago. He said, I'm looking for a few good men to come with me. They caught me for over $100,000 fines. Look at everybody talking to Cox, Coach Wanstead. And one thing Cox said, he says, I'm going to make the Packers pay for those fines. An emotional football player.
Eric Kramer started the opening game of the season against Green Bay up in Lambeau Field, so he's seen the Packers before. He's got a 1st down and 10 yards to go on the touchback at the 20. There's a penalty flag, and outside he goes to his tight end, Keith Jennings, with room to roam as he takes it out to the 35. Ryan Williams knocks him out of bounds. It's a gain of 15 as it stands right now, and Ed Hockley's crew is officiating this game, and the preliminary indication.
It looked like Bob Kuberski, the nose tackle for the Packers was
Offside
moving.
by the defense, the nose guard. The penalty is declined. Play results in a first down.
Very good job by Kramer, because everybody quit playing. When the flags went, they acted like the whistle blew. Well, it did not, and Kramer kept playing, and he got the big yardage with the completion.
Kramer played the entire second half against the Saints last Sunday night. Almost brought Chicago back from the dead. And he's already led them on a touchdown drive today. First down and 10 from the 35 after the Packer penalty. And up the middle, they send Raymond Harris, who pounds his way for a gain of 8 yards to the Chicago 43. Let's go back to our Fox television set.
8 plays and 80 yards for Jacksonville, capped by this James Stewart 7-yard run. Natron Means injured his ankle earlier, so Stewart will have to be the workhorse. Jacksonville on top of Philly, 7-0. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
It was Stewart who beat out Means, and now Stewart is in there, James said, with Means injured. Second down and 2. Hand off Raymond Harris, picking his way, dives for the first down as he's out to the 47-yard line. Tyrone Williams makes the stop for the Packers secondary.
Well, that's Harris on a counter. A counter, jab steps, going wide. That's not his play. You got to run that to keep the other plays honest, but he never looks like a great back running the counter sideways. He's up and in back, straight ahead.
Bears have Curtis Conway back today as well. He is a wide receiver, and he is at the bottom of your screen. Adds great speed in the lone home run threat they've got in wide receivers. Kramer going deep and going to the other side and looking for Bobby Ingram, who is double covered pretty well on the play, and Tyrone Williams, who replaces the injured Craig Newsome as they're covering. It'll be second down.
Well, my buddy Kevin just yesterday said, Jerry, who do you love in the Packers secondary? Tell him what I said. Tyrone Williams. Bumping, we're on full press. I believe he could play that for 60 minutes against anybody.
Those Packer corners like to play on that line of scrimmage.
And what they try to do is take away the timing, push and shove you. And I got to watch this guy on film all last week. I didn't know he was that good. He's a big surprise in Green Bay.
From the 46, second down and 10. Play action by Kramer. Wide open is Ryan Wetnight, the tight end, to the Green Bay 40-yard line. Run out of bounds by Eugene Robinson. It's a first down and a pickup of 14.
Nice play with all that motion, and the slot's running inside.
Offensive line, Heck Perry, who's the best one on there. Pilgrim Gray, who comes from the Miami Dolphins, and Big Cat James Williams in the backfield. We've already seen a lot today of Raymond Harris. Blocking back is Carter. Ingram is now coupled with Conway, and Keith Jennings has already caught a 19-yard pass today in the tight end role.
Well, they're using Wetnight as the second tight end with motion, and that's why you're seeing Wetnight break open.
From the Packer 40, first and 10. Kramer throws, and it's a caught pass by Conway. It is the first reception made by a Bear wide receiver today. The previous 3 completions all went to tight ends, and that's a pickup of 7. The Packers run a base 4-3 with the great Reggie White authoring that. Now today, Gilbert Brown is out. Bob Kaburski makes his first start in the NFL. Dotson and Gabe Wilkins, who had a great play against the Buccaneers last week at the defensive end. Joyner takes the place of a traded player, Wayne Simmons. And there you see Williams along with Evans at the corner. The great Leroy Butler is in the secondary with Eugene Robinson. And on 2nd and 3 in the 7th play of this drive, the Bears come close to a first down. Kaburski makes the stop on Raymond Harris.
And this is Kaburski's first start since he was at the Naval Academy. His last start was against Army. First down.
Rick Shermer's defense, Jerry, against the run this year, 28th and 23rd in the National Football League, whereas last year, the Super Bowl season, Green Bay #1 in defense.
And I think you can add all that up to missing a lot of good football players due to injuries.
Chicago moving right along. Good-looking drive. First down and 10. Kramer moves up. Conway cut outside. The ball goes fluttering into the end zone, incomplete. Who was wrong, Conway or the quarterback Kramer?
Well, yeah, I'd have to say the guy that probably hasn't been playing. And I don't know, but I'm guessing Conway, first time he's been in, been injured, been all that time. Of course, Kramer's been watching a lot, but they were not on the same page, which is obvious. We'll see who talks to who when they come back to huddle. There's Conway saying, what was it? What did I do?
He was out with a broken collarbone, and 8 weeks to the day he returns and starts today against the world champions. Second down and 10 from the Green Bay 28. Raymond Harris to the 21. Reggie White makes the stop. It's a gain of 5, and Harris, of course, no success against Green Bay. He had 122 yards against the Packers on opening weekend.
Well, the big surprise here is not many people will run the ball towards Reggie. Reggie's playing that side. Everybody runs away from him, and they did a little deal. Now, Reggie makes the tackle, but the Bears are running at Green Bay's strength. I don't see that happen very often.
Packers have gone into a dime secondary. Third down and 5 in the 10th play of Chicago's drive. Here comes White. There's the pass, and it's dropped at the 20-yard line. It was intended for receiver Curtis Conway, number 80. And the Packer defense stiffens and is going to force Chicago to try for 3. So here's Jeff Jagger, who is perfect this year. 5 of 5 in field goals, 7 and 7 on extra points. This will be a 41-yard attempt. His long this year, 42 yards. Sauerbrunn, the punter, on the hold, and Jagger, who is perfect, stays that way as he sweeps it inside the upright. And a shocker in Chicago late in the first quarter. The Packers hold, but it's the Bears shutting out the world champions 10-0. Kevin Harlan, Jerry Glanville, Chicago's Soldier Field. 10-0 the Bears on a touchdown run after a Favre interception. And then a 41-yard field goal. Here comes Sauerbrunn to kick off again for Chicago. He's been a busy guy in this first quarter. This will be his third, and there's Bill Schrader, the reserve wide receiver, back to get it. All 3 of these kickoffs have gone in the end zone, and Schrader will take it out from 3 yards deep. As Schrader is tripped up and is brought down at the 23-yard line, and Green Bay will once again begin inside their own 25. The tackle was made by rookie Van Isles. The Bears 10-0. 3:48 to play in the first.
For your chance to win, enter at these sponsor locations.
Coming up next in our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, it continues when most of you will see St. Louis take on division rival San Francisco, plus other exciting regional action. Don't miss more exciting NFL action coming up next right here on Fox. Check local listings for the game and time in your area, except in Chicago. Third possession for Green Bay from their 23, 1st and 10. Favre right to work and down the middle for Brooks, and knocked away at the 49. Brooks is flattened, and John Mangum, a hard-hitting safety from Alabama, came and said, "How do you do?"
Well, we got to sit down and talk to John, and he said, what I have to do to help this football team, I got to play better. Every individual's got to be better. He says, I'm going to stay deep and make the plays on the deep balls and the long runs. Whack.
And he's a little guy.
Yeah, not real big guy from Alabama. He played special teams in nickel most of his career, and this is the first year that he's been a starting safety.
Packers have a tight end at the bottom of your screen. 2nd down 10. Favre off the fingertips of Robert Brooks. Incomplete at the 27. 3rd down and 10 for a frustrated Favre.
Well, everybody knows Favre's a slow starter, and I think he's a slow starter because he's got that linebacker mentality. He's a tough guy more than a quarterback. He knows that was wide open. He knows Brooks should have made the play, and he knows it's his fault.
He started 2 of 7 throwing.
That's not unusual for him.
And that interception was costly. Timeout by Favre. He saw something he didn't like. Packers spent a lot of time looking at the blitz this week in practice. So far, it's been all Chicago Bears. 10-0, 3:40 in the first quarter from Soldier Field. Our spectacular scenics today. Joining us, the colorful 200-foot Fujifilm blimp with Captains John McHugh and Eddie Wynn at the controls. Gentlemen, thank you for those great pictures of truly one of the most picturesque cities in America. Downtown Chicago. What are you doing there?
That's drawing circles around your blimp.
Well, you're drawing another blimp. The Packers have not converted on third down today. It's third down and 10. They've got to get to the 33. Favre with time throws, and the pass is caught for a first down. The first conversion today. And it's Antonio Freeman, who has been dropping passes all season long. But he found a nice strike from quarterback Brett Favre on a pickup of 17 and a Green Bay first down.
You got to watch Brett Favre's throwing motion. This is not something you take home in your copy. Watch him muscle this ball. Throws it like a baseball pitcher. Good reaction to Antonio Freeman. Made a good reaction, throwing a little bit behind him.
Last week, New Orleans did not convert a third down. 0 for 12 against Chicago. Dorsey Levens on first and 10. And he's out to the 46, picking up 5. Marty Carter made the stop. He's led the team in tackles the last 2 years. One more note on those third downs by the Chicago defense. That is the first third down conversion allowed in the last 18 attempts, dating back to the third quarter against the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow, that is something. Of course, one whole game was against New Orleans Saints, as we know, who I don't think could make a third down against you and me, but still they're doing a good job on third down. It's because it's a pressure defense on third down. It's people coming after the quarterback.
Second down and 5. He swings it out to Levens. He's got the first down, and he takes it to the Chicago 44-yard line. Tom Carter makes the stick. It's a gain of 10 by Levens, who's been a pretty formidable guy in that offense today for Green Bay.
Looks like Dorsey Levens is going to be the key. Now they're starting a new left tackle. This is Verba. Watch Verba. He's in there. Got to play last year. Coach likes his attitude. Wow. Carl Simpson picked up his leg. Says, I'm going. I'll take one with me.
Rookie out of Iowa. Usually John Michaels would be there, but Michaels is injured.
A lot of first-round, high-round picks for Green Bay for the offensive line.
Favre is changing the play. First down and 10. The blitz is on, and Favre throwing deep, and it's covered well by the Chicago secondary, looking for Robert Brooks. Coverage applied by Tom Carter, the former Washington Redskin.
Well, the blitz wasn't there yet, but Favre didn't know that. He knew the blitz was coming. The free man's going to come on the outside, but he's not that close to Favre yet. But Favre knows he's untouched, and he's got to let it go. He's hoping that one of the wideouts will run down there on the post. I asked the head coach, I asked Holgram, I said, how come you've drafted so many offensive linemen? Wouldn't you like some skilled people? He said, I sure would. I said, most of the time when you draft offensive linemen, that's management doing that. Coaches like skilled people.
Blitz again, second down, 10. Favre sidearms it, incomplete. I don't know if it's the inability of Green Bay's offense to get going, or Chicago is throwing different looks, but so far, a befuddled Brett Favre has really struggled.
Now watch the officials. The officials they're going to protect Favre. An excellent blitz. They're coming right after the quarterback, and now an official run right in. He comes right over there. He's there. There's the official watching, being sure there's nothing going on after the sack, after the hit on the quarterback. Good job. Look at that official. Get your hands off him. Don't touch him.
Favre is 4 of 11. Last week, he was 21 of 31 against the Buccaneers. 8th play of the Green Bay drive, third down and 10. Blitz again. Favre. Over the head and incomplete for Antonio Freeman. And Chicago's defense holds the two-time MVP, and the Packers have got a punt for a second consecutive time.
Well, the Bears are mixing it up. The Bears went to a three-man line, blitzing the backers. They only got 1, 2, 3. But there's a bunch of people going to come with those 3, and Favre knows that. Nobody's free. Favre's bringing the ball out too soon. Favre is anticipating the blitz being there when it's not there. Of all things, Favre's played enough, but what they did is they doubled the blitz pickup period. They doubled working on the blitz. I think he thinks it's there, and it's not there.
Hughes getting the Hendrick punt at the 12-yard line, and covered well by Green Bay's special teams out to the 16-yard line. Bucky Brooks makes the stop after a 32-yard punt and a 4-yard return. 10-0 Chicago. The Bears will get it for a third time. Well, tonight it's game 4 of the American League Championship Series against Jarrett Wright and the Cleveland Indians. Coverage beginning live at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, right here on the Fox Television Network. former Minnesota Twin Erickson, who's had a very nice playoff so far. And the handoff on 1st and 10 goes to Raymond Harris, who pounds away out to the 24-yard line. And on the play, picks up 8, setting up 2nd down and 2. Raymond Harris is a guy, if he could stay healthy, would really be a force.
Full speed running, no fair dodging. That's Raymond Harris. Remember I said run him up inside. You can't get him down. First linebacker to hit him is Brian Williams. He gains another 3 yards after Brian hits him.
On 2nd down and 2, it's Harris again. Hit initially in the middle by Bernardo Harris, and Raymond Harris, no relation, can't get the 1st down. That'll set up 3rd down and a couple to go. Bernardo Harris, the leading tackler on the Green Bay defense, originally a Kansas City Chief, joined the Packers in '95, and he's replacing the great linebacker George Kuntz, who will return in a couple weeks, but who has been injured the first part of the season.
And what are you going to do when Kuntz comes back? Because when I watch the film getting ready to do this broadcast, Bernardo Harris jumps out on the film. Jumps out. What a play. Big down here. 3rd and a yard and a half.
We'll make it 2. 3rd and 2 from the 24. Kramer to his 2nd option. He's got Harris, and he's got a 1st down at the 27-yard line. I don't know how he squeaked through that Green Bay gauntlet, but he got in, and Kramer somehow found him.
Well, Kramer did the job here. Kramer knows he's in trouble. His receiver's not open. Watch Kramer. Oh, my gosh, not there. There's the alternate. That's the back coming out late. Little check down coming out late. 1st down.
Harris is one of those strange stories where he averages as much running the ball as catching the ball. That's the end of the 1st quarter from Soldier Field in Chicago. And a surprise through 1. It's the Bears 10 and the world champions nothing.
It's right for you.
2nd quarter, Bears on top on a touchdown after a Brett Favre interception and a field goal. Kevin Harlan, Jerry Glanville on a beautiful day in Chicago. This game is presented by authority of the NFL, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Chicago Bears and the National Football League is prohibited. So far, the Chicago Bears have prohibited Brett Favre from doing much.
And I could tell the head coach of the Packers was saying the blitz isn't there. Quit hurrying. Quit bringing that ball. I know Mike Holmgren's saying they're not on you. You got more time. That's what he's telling Favre.
Here comes Chicago again. 1st down and 10 yards to go. Kramer to the sideline, and it is caught by Bobby Ingram. A 2nd-year wide receiver out of Penn State. 2nd-round pick a season ago and coming off a 6th-reception game against the Saints on Sunday night.
And this is good coverage. If you're coaching the Packers and you have a Doug Evans and he's that close on that man, he's right on him. Out route, come down. Look how close he is. All you can do to that corner is say, good job. Wow, that Santana Dotson was coming in there.
Eric Kramer has gone 6 of 9 to begin the game through the air. 2nd down and 3. Raymond Harris with the 1st down to the Chicago Bear 41-yard line.
Boy, did I have a trap on that one. Todd Perry is playing left guard, and you want to see a trap. If you play in high school, get up on the couch and watch this left guard and watch the back follow the guard. If you're a high school player, that's the way you dig that guy out and turn it over to little old Tyrone Williams has to make the tackle.
And Perry has been absent from the first part of this offense because of some injuries. So he is just back newly fresh and ready to play. 1st down and 10 from the 42. Harris end around Conway. Conway can throw the ball, but he'll run it out, and he is near midfield on the reverse to the 48. Knocked out of bounds by Eugene Robinson after a pickup of 6 on the play.
Well, the defensive end, a guy named Reggie White, was not fooled. He knows it's a reverse, but of all people, Eric Kramer comes and picks him off and puts a chop block 2 inches above the patella, and there goes Conway.
White coming off perhaps his best game of the season last week against the Buccaneers. Had a couple of sacks.
No question. Played unbelievable a week ago.
2nd down and 4. They send Tony Carter up the middle with his first carry. And he is near midfield, yet shy of a 1st down. The Bears have to get down to the Green Bay 48. We're in the 2nd quarter with the Bears shutting out the Packers 10-0.
Well, Tony doesn't get many carries. He may want to take that ball with him back over the sidelines. He may not get to see it again. 21 rushes.
And, of course, this used to be a very formidable backfield when Rashawn Salam was healthy. He broke his ankle, and so now it's Carter blocking and Harris doing the bulk of the running.
But Carter did lead this team a year ago receiving out of the backfield.
It's 3rd down and 2. Raymond Harris, they were trapping again, but this time Green Bay was there to plug it up. Harris can get just inside the Packer 50. Brian Williams makes a stop. It'll be 4th down, and the Chicago Bears will punt the ball.
Well, Santana Dotson wasn't fooled twice. They trapped him once, but Santana Dotson, he's probably about the 4th or 5th highest paid Packer. Well, now he's going to earn some of his money. And he got right underneath Todd Perry and leg cut the trapper.
First time we have seen Todd Sauerbrunn punt the ball for the Chicago Bears. Bill Schrader is back at about the 13 for Green Bay.
Oh, bad
snap. Almost, in fact, looked like a fake, and Sauerbrunn trying to keep it inside the 20, cannot do so. So it's in the end zone, a touchback and a punt of 49 yards. He continues to be a frustrating aspect for Coach Dave Wanstead. Green Bay trailing 10-0.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Porsche, who wish to remind you there is no substitute. By Aflac, insuring over 40 million people worldwide. And by Snickers. Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers. Hungry? Why wait?
Well, through a little more than a quarter, the Bears defense, without the injured Alonzo Spellman, has played terrific against the Packer offense. Carl Reeves is taking his place at that defensive end. Green Bay opens up at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Trailing 10-0. Quick play action, Favre going deep on the sideline and almost picked off again by Walt Harris, who already has one Favre pass in his pocket. That's incomplete. Antonio Freeman in the sights of Favre. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Well, it wasn't too long ago they benched Walt Harris. Walt Harris got benched, lost his confidence, wasn't playing good. Now there he is in a full press bump and run going against Antonio Freeman. Look, he's got him cut off. He's got it smothered. And that is the 7th pass on 1st down for Favre. They only have one run on 1st down the entire ball game on 1st and 10.
What do you read into that?
I don't know. I think somebody's got to tell the Packers, come on.
2nd down and 10. Favre again to the air. Pocket crumbling, and Favre slings a pass downfield, and it's caught by Robert Brooks. That's the first completion by Favre in 5 passes. It's good for 14 yards, and Green Bay's got a 1st down.
Well, that's versus zone. And I think the Packers are finding open holes, windows to sit down in. You can see everybody's playing the zone, and that allows for that curl to open up right on the number. And the Bears are doing much better when they're right up in their mustache, getting after them, playing man-to-man.
On the 35, Green Bay 1st and 10. Swings it out to his fullback, Henderson. Brought down at about the 41-yard line, and now Favre, who missed 4 in a row, has completed 2 straight, and he picks up 6 yards on 1st down. For a McDonald's game break, to Hollywood and James Brown.
Kevin and Jerry, very tough to get in this guy's longest career TD. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Now remember the slow start Sanders had to the season. 2 games, 53 yards. He's on fire now. Dorsey Levens on 2nd down, and he's got the 1st down, crossing into Chicago territory. He's out at the 46. He picks up 13 yards, and Marty Carter makes the stop.
Blocked to perfection. There's pressure. Watch the hole open up. Nice job by the fullback. Henderson bangs the man that had that gap. Nice hole. Dorsey Levens, ex-Notre Damer. Guy that left Notre Dame running that football.
He's a busy guy in this Packer offense.
84% of all the rushing yardage.
It's 1st and 10, the sweep, and Levens cuts inside and is to the Chicago 42-yard line before Brian Cox and Marty Carter bring him down after a gain of 4.
Gain of 4, but the big thing, if you're sitting in your living room, if you live up in Owasso, somewhere up there in Wisconsin, Sheboygan.
I'm from Wisconsin. There is no...
Owasso?
I've never heard of a city named Owasso.
Well, how about Sheboygan?
I've heard of Sheboygan.
That's a 2nd rush on 1st and 10, so now you're excited. Owasso must be in Michigan. That's where that is.
I'm going to Owasso you in the face here in just a second.
You lived in Wisconsin?
Yes, I did.
How come you don't wear one of them cheese hats then?
You haven't looked in my bag. Second down and 6. 10-0 Chicago. The blitz is picked up, but now they chase Favre, and he throws it out of bounds. Mark Thomas, the former Carolina Panther, who was picked up in the offseason by Chicago, is right on the heels of Favre.
Now, when I had Favre, if I took the watch out and I timed Favre, his 40-yard dash would say he can't run. But all the times I watch Favre play, nobody can catch him. Here's a guy that can't run, but he runs away from everybody. He has competitive speed, not watch clock speed. I think when he says, that big guy's bigger than me, I can run a little faster.
He's got great feet.
He's got feet. But the best thing he has is toughness. He is tougher than any quarterback playing.
Well, you hate to call a play this early in the game big, but Green Bay needs it right now. 3rd and 6. The rush is on, and Favre slings the pass, and it's caught for a first down to the Chicago Bear 26-yard line, Antonio Freeman. And there's a penalty flag thrown. Marlon Forbes is the man who makes the stop, and as it stands now, it's a gain of 16 yards. But there is a flag on the field.
And if Forbes did not make that tackle, that was a touchdown. When you do the blitz, man-to-man, if you get by one guy, you can go the distance. That was close to going to the distance.
So the first penalty of the game is against the Chicago Bears.
Well, they penalized him in the way he tackled him. Something he did on the tackle. Coach Wannstedt wants to know right now what was wrong with that tackle. They're penalizing something on the tackle.
Foul, unnecessary roughness by the defense, number 46. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
We're going to show you this. This is your chance to be an official in the National Football League. The blitz breaks free. Good job by Favre. Has pressure coming after him. There's the catch. He has him by the shirt tail. Now he dumps him down. Oh, man, they're calling that a penalty. Come on. Even the people in Wisconsin won't agree with that call. That call is a bad. This is football. This is not flag football. Nobody watching the NFL wants to see that call.
May not be flag football, but they just flagged the Chicago Bears. 1st and 10. Green Bay's drive stays alive at the Chicago 13. Favre on 1st and 10. And he's got Henderson as fullback.
Wow.
No sign yet. He's down at the 1 on a gain of 12. 1st and goal, Green Bay.
I'd like to see Henderson get this ball about 25 times a game. This guy is the full load. I got to watch him a few years ago in the preseason. I came away saying nobody knew he was, just a youngster. This guy is, watch the load he brings. Watch these people try to tackle this big man. Look at that flat back. Look at his shoulders underneath everybody. He can carry that whole team in the end zone.
255 pounds.
Wow. He could be another all-star if they used him.
Inside the 1, 1st and goal for Green Bay. Levens and short. In fact, he lost about a yard on the play. Right into the teeth of Chicago's defense.
Well, that was a hollow defense there. When the back got the ball, it was hollow. They were all right there smacking old Dorsey.
It's hard to tell which team is 0-6 and which team is 4-2.
What's fun, though, is both teams can play physical football. It's still the NFC Central. It's still the black and blue today when they go against each other.
They put in a couple tight ends. 2nd and goal at the 2. Levens is in motion out of the backfield. Henderson, he's not going to get it. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It'll be 3rd and goal for Green Bay.
Well, I was just bragging on Henderson, but I didn't want Henderson to be a jumper. Henderson's so big and powerful, he should try to keep his feet on the ground. But I think the offensive line gets pushed back. They're pulling Timmerman and trying to run in the hole where he pulled, and the Bears defense didn't buy it. This is a pass. Everybody here knows this is a pass.
Upcoming is the 11th play of this Green Bay drive. It's 3rd down and goal at the 2. Packers tight end Mark Chmura, and Green Bay is on the board.
Well, hello, Brett Favre.
How did he get that ball in there?
Only a Brett Favre. I say this is a quarterback-driven team. Favre is the man. You can forget about everybody else. The Bears know it's a pass. It's a little pick inside. They're zoning off. They're underneath. Everybody's covered. There's one little crack. John Mangum had him as long as he could, and the running ability of Favre and throwing on the run.
Ryan Longwell, who is picked up off waivers from San Francisco, puts it up and in, but there is a flag up the field. A flag has been thrown at the 1-yard line as Brett Favre throws the touchdown pass of 2 yards to All-Pro tight end Mark Chimera.
Well, the Bears left early. The Bears were trying to come too quick.
It's on Chicago.
They'll take the penalty on the kickoff.
So halfway through this second quarter.
By the defense, the left defensive end. The 5-yard penalty is carried over to the kickoff. The try for point is good.
Long drive from Green Bay, and the Packers cut the lead of Chicago. It's Chicago 10 and the Packers 7. Packers just capped off an 11-play, 80-yard drive. Brett Favre, 2-yard touchdown pass to Mark Chimera. Favre on that drive, Jerry, looked more like the Brett Favre we're used to seeing. 5 of 7 through the air.
Well, I think his coach, Mike Hogan, we saw him on the sideline with him after the last series saying that blitz is not that close to you. Stay in there. You don't have to release the ball that quick. Favre, what a player.
Ryan Longwell, every kickoff that has gone from right to left has sailed deep in the end zone, and that's exactly where Tyrone Hughes will leave it for Chicago. Down to the 21 we come back. Right now, our half-flag trivia question. Who is the Green Bay Packers' all-time leading scorer? That's a good question. We're back to Chicago after this. Half-flag trivia question today. Who is the Green Bay Packers' all-time leading scorer? You know?
I do know, but I cheated. I looked at the slip. You better tell the other people. I do know.
Don Hudson, 823 yards. And he is still one of the most prolific statistical players in the history of the NFL.
In fact, they even named their indoor practice facility after Don Hudson up at Green Bay.
Yeah, the Don Hudson Center, which is right across the street from Lambeau Field. You did your homework.
I did.
Chicago 1st and 10 from the 20. Raymond Harris got a block and is tackled by Leroy Butler after a gain of 6 to the 26-yard line.
And if the Bears want to run the ball, everybody in Green Bay, take out your chalkboard and write down 55. Bernardo Harris will track and chase Raymond Harris. So we're going to have a Harris on Harris all day today.
With George Kuhn out, they've had to go to Bernardo Harris.
That's not a bad one to go to. I'd tell George, be sure you're well before you come back.
We'll be back in a couple of weeks. 2nd down and 4. Chicago leading 10-7 as Kramer changes the play. Short drop. He's got Conway, and Conway's got a 1st down to the 34. Brought down by Tyrone Williams. It's a gain of 7, and already you can see the effects of Conway's emergence back in this offense.
And watch the coverage by Tyrone Williams. What do you do if you're coaching the defense? Fritz is going to get in his meeting, going to say, pretty good coverage. He's all over Conway. He's not separated. He's right there. Conway did a little nifty push.
Fritz Shermer's the defensive coordinator for the Packers.
There's Fritz, 65 years old. He told me today, I'm a survivor. I can dodge more bullets than anybody in the league.
And he's a pretty good coach. 1st down and 10. Eric Kramer, 7 of 10, make him 8 of 11. And he's got Conway once again. And it's good for a 1st down. Kramer to Conway, where we used to saying that back in the record-setting 95 season. Last year, Kramer hurt his neck. He was out. Conway had to go with another quarterback, and it just didn't mesh as well.
Well, Seth Joyner made his first start today for the Packers. And what does Seth Joyner give you? He gives you cleanup and knowledge. Watch him come off his man and he had the tight end, Keith Jennings, comes off Jennings and puts a terrific shot on Conway.
Wayne Simmons traded to Kansas City. Joyner, who is now healthy, is back. The 3-time Pro Bowl player who played at Arizona and Philadelphia. 1st and 10 handoff. And a twisting and squirming Raymond Harris takes it by midfield. Picks up 7 yards on 1st down.
Well, the Bears said the biggest difference, the offensive line wasn't as good. Well, Todd Perry's back. And if you got Todd Perry, you can run the trap. We showed it to you 3 times. There he goes, right up through there, trying to dig out Brian Williams.
And they're going at the new nose tackle, Bob Kuberski, taking the place of the injured Gilbert Brown.
Well, Bob Kuberski, he remembers the last time he started was against Army. And they didn't block like the Bears blocked.
2nd down and 3. Kramer intercepted and up by Brian Williams. He's got a block, and he's inside the Chicago 30. Kramer throws the interception and makes the tackle, and Green Bay comes up with their first big play of the game.
And there's a little play action fake, and he was trying to throw the slant, and Brian Williams, the weak side linebacker, he's on the split inside. He's sitting right where he is supposed. He did not honor the run fake. He's sitting off to that side. He's barely on our screen.
Ball was tipped.
It looked like Reggie White got a tip on it and a block by Reggie.
And now there is a conference on the field with Ed Hockley and his crew at the 42-yard line.
Oh, yeah, Reggie deflected that. Got his left hand right on it. All Reggie White, he does not know anything about the calendar. Reggie White just gets better.
The player was blocked into the other below the waist. There is no foul. Green Bay ball, first down.
Brian Williams comes up with the interception for the Green Bay Packers. Williams' first interception this year. And there is a down Chicago Bear. The Packers trailing by 3.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Mazda. Come see what happens when a car company has more engineers and fewer accountants. Mazda.
The Packers on an interception have it on the 28. First down and 10 yards to go. Dorsey Levens to the 21, picking up 6. Marty Carter makes the stop. I like the way Levens runs the ball.
And very close to breaking that for a touchdown. And that was a 1st and 10 run. Remember, we said they didn't do that in that first quarter. Now they're coming back running on 1st and 10.
He's averaging over 6 yards a carry today.
Wow. Hurt his knee at Notre Dame. Coaches gave up on him. Transferred to Georgia Tech. Changed his whole life making that transfer.
Second down and 4. Breaking one tackle. Breaking another tackle. Levens has the first down for the Green Bay Packers to the 13-yard line. Marty Carter finally chopped him down, but not after Levens picked up 9 yards and a first down.
Watch his skills and then wonder why Lou Holtz thought he would be 15. I can't believe this. He said you'd be 15 and probably no chance to work your way up. Well, he's had a chance to work his way up in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
They have brought in Aaron Hayden, a former starter with the San Diego Chargers. They're going to give a little breeze now to Dorsey Levens on the sideline. 1st and 10. Farr.
Wow, what a hit on the quarterback.
He's got the tight end, Thomason, and he is down at the 2. That's a gain of 11. And a 1st and goal for the Green Bay Packers, who are now in that Green Bay Packer groove.
And Brian Cox was on a loop blitz. He just got done patting Favre on the helmet. Brian Cox is going to loop around and be clean. Got a free running shot all the way to the quarterback. Wow. Man, only Favre would complete that with that coming in his face. Favre, a man without any fear whatsoever.
The Packers will have it 1st and goal at the 2, and we come back. The 2-minute warning. Chicago leading 10-7. Kevin Harlan, Jerry Glanville, Chicago. The Bears led early 10-0. Green Bay came back with a touchdown. Now they've intercepted Kramer. They're zeroing in on a 2nd consecutive touchdown. The Dockers khaki halftime on deck. JB, Terry, Howie, and Ronnie with scores and highlights in the ever-present Fox Sports Ticker up to the second stats league-wide. Coming up next in the Dockers khaki halftime. It's 1st and goal for the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago 2. Dorsey Levens stopped at the 2.5. Barry Minner was there to make the stop. The former Dallas Cowboy wraps him up for Chicago on a gain of about a half yard.
And the Bears have a man down. A lot of physical contact, a lot of gaps being run through, and the Bears have a man injured, and the Packers have a man down now.
William Henderson, the fullback, is down. The lead blocker, and a guy who has been credited with much of the Green Bay running success.
I like him running the ball. I like him catching the ball.
You like him catching the ball.
There was no gain on the last rush.
It's a hard-hitting ball game.
It really is, and that's what the Bears and the Packer, all the hundreds of games they played each other. Henderson, number 30. I got piled in the back right there. Caught him right behind the knees. And nothing to do with the play. He was blocking his man. and just the everybody chasing got in on the back of his legs.
Well, Henderson is up, third-year running back out of North Carolina. And really, he supplanted Dorsey Levens, who was there. And Henderson showed such great promise and such great blocking ability. They put Henderson in there. Levens was backing up Bennett. When Bennett was injured in the preseason, it was Levens who takes his place as the main running back, the feature back now in the Packer offense.
Mass substitution now for the Packers.
Packers have been charged a timeout because an injury timeout inside 2 minutes is charged to the team that has the injury. So now Green Bay with one.
And the Bears just took
and now
a
the
time.
Chicago Bears have burned their first timeout of the first half. So a little chess being played between Dave Wanstead and Mike Holmgren. Back in Chicago, 10-7, the Chicago Bears, who led early 10-0. Kramer was picked off. Green Bay's moved it down, and now they've got it second down and goal.
Now with the timeout coming out, Kev, now everybody substituted again. The Bears have to react to what the Packers are bringing in. So now they just all resubstituted from the last timeout.
Second and goal at the 2. Levens is back in. Favre arching it to Brooks, incomplete, and there's a flag. It's on Tom Carter. So back to first and goal we go.
That ball was uncatchable, and it looked like an alley-oop pass. Probably that play was
Pass
designed.
interference for the defense, number 26. Ball's placed on the 1-yard line, first down.
It's not 26, it's 25, but I think that play was designed to get a penalty.
Explain it.
He just threw this ball up. It never was catchable, but the Bears in a full press bumper run all alone. It's a good shot to get a penalty and get a first down.
First and goal, Favre wide open. Dorsey Levens, touchdown, Green Bay. And the Packers take the lead. They've scored 13 unanswered points on the Chicago Bears.
Well, that's the oldest pass in goal line offense. The play action to the to the backs that are set that side, and the back just runs it to the flat. The oldest pass in goal line passing.
Dorsey Levens catches his first touchdown pass of the year. He caught 8 passes last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ryan Longwell puts it through on the point after. And the Packers, who trailed 10-0, get a touchdown reception from Levens. 14 unanswered Green Bay points late in the first half with 1:36 to play. Brett Favre, who was 2 of 7 to begin the game, has really leveled out.
This player has run force, first back out. He's got tight end, and they key the back. When the back comes that way, run force, first back out. He's still coming, and there's the first back in the flat. So you have 2 guys on the, they have to read the back. And you can see he stayed way off too far. That was a little bit too easy.
So there's Favre next to Don Beebe. Favre started 4 of 13. Now he has gone 7 of his last 8. And of course, Green Bay cashes in on the interception by Brian Williams of Eric Kramer. Here's Ryan Longwell to punt. When Brett Conway, who was a high draft pick out of Penn State, was injured in the preseason, they went to the waiver wire and got this kid from San Francisco. And he's been very accurate and very good. The only blemish really is the missed field goal in Philadelphia that could have won it for Green Bay. Here's the kickoff. Tyrone Hughes, the former New Orleans Saint, is up past the 20 to the 24-yard line. Lamont Hollenquist makes the special team stop for the Green Bay Packers. The Dockers khaki halftime coming up. JB, Terry, Howie, and Ronnie. Scores and highlights. A busy day in the NFL. A good game between the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fox Sports Ticker keeping you up to date on statistics as they're compiled through the first part of our doubleheader on Fox. Most of you will see St. Louis and San Francisco after this game, except in the Chicago area. How does Chicago respond now? They've had 2 straight touchdowns scored on them. First down and 10 yards to go from the 24-yard line, and a quick pass, and it's caught by the former Kansas City Chiefs starter Chris Penn. He picks up 11. The Bears traded for Penn in the preseason, and they look like what they've seen so far, the big, stout wide receiver.
Well, Kramer this time is a 5-step drop. If you go back to his last interception, was a deflection, was a 3-step. And when they played in week 1, look how deep he's getting there. Every time I saw him in week 1 go 3 steps on the Packers, he got the ball batted. And I think the Packers are too tall for him to throw off a 3-step drop.
First down and 10. Kramer batted down by Santana Dotson. The second batted down pass by Kramer in the first half.
And again, that first game of the season, what changed the game was the batted balls against Kramer. I asked Kramer in an interview, why so many 3 steps? Why not deeper drops against the Packers? Santana Dotson, good push, good shove. What a player he is.
What was the answer? Why not deeper drops?
He said, thank you. That's the only answer I got. Thank you.
The Packers are answering today with the same medicine they gave him early in the season. Second down and 10. Short drop, quick throw, incomplete. Looking on the slant, looking for Chris Penn. And it was covered on the play by Roderick Mullen, third-year cornerback out of Grambling State. Incomplete. It'll be third down.
Everybody on the Bears sideline was looking for a penalty. Oh, he got there a little bit early. That's why they were moaning. Mullen, nickelback, comes in there. Number 28, plays in the 2-minute situation.
Third down and 10. Carter, the lone running back. 3 wide receivers, platooned by Eric Kramer. Here comes the blitz. Picked up. Oh, and Kramer is hit. That ball is loose. Now they call it an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. They brought the house with Williams and rookie Jermaine Smith out of Georgia.
Well, you have to love the Packers. With 1:15, there's no prevent. It's an all-out blitz. A lot of coaches won't do that. And the Packer defensive staff, they're coming after the quarterback in the 2-minute situation. Brian Williams all the way back in there.
Jermaine Smith, the rookie from Georgia, number 99, who came right up in the face of Kramer, making his first plays today in the NFL. No sacks yet by the Green Bay defense. His solid run to punt, fields a low snap and kicks it very high. Schrader taking the place of Desmond Howard, waved his hand and no catch was made.
There's the flag, though.
There goes another flag, and he's down at the 24-yard line.
I think the flag will be for running after you signal fair catch. Now, this guy hasn't played a lot of football. He had to go to the World League. But even in the World League, if you signal fair catch, you're not allowed to return regardless of what world you're in.
It's the same, it's the universal language, right? You wave your hand. Ed Hockley talking with his crew. By the way, this is one of the best, if not the best, refereeing crews in the NFL. Every one of these referees, and it's the only crew that has happened to, every one of these referees were involved in postseason games last year. So a very, very good crew. Hockley is a lawyer in Phoenix, Arizona.
Well, you need to know where all the good lawyers are. You travel in all those cities.
When I'm traveling with you, you better believe it.
He's like most lawyers. They think they're getting paid by the hour. Now, this guy, this is the special teams coach saying, you don't signal fair catch and run.
That's Nolan Cromwell.
Nolan Cromwell. Was he a good player for the Rams?
Ransom Wrangler. He was from Rambler. He was from Ransom, Kansas. A great
quarterback.
A great quarterback at the University of Kansas. And then had a great defensive secondary career with the Los Angeles Rams.
Invalid fair catch signal by the receiving team, number 84. It's a 5-yard penalty. Green Bay keeps the ball, first down.
Now you can tell he was a lawyer. That should have taken about 4 seconds to make this call. Let's watch this. Watch this. Okay, he looks downfield. That's hard to read.
But a good call, and the right call in that situation.
And not that bad, not as bad with Schrader as I thought it was. I like Schrader because even though he's a track guy, he's a long jump guy. He's a guy that did all kinds of things at the University of Wisconsin lacrosse as a track guy. He has courage for football. He's not afraid to bring the ball back in a run-return situation.
Green Bay working with one timeout. Aaron Hayden is the ball, the former San Diego Charger. And he's out to the 38, make it the 28-yard line, a gain of 4 on the play. That's his second carry as a Packer. Marlon Forbes makes the stop for the Chicago Bears.
You wonder, I guess the Packers aren't going to go for any more. They're just letting this thing run down. I was surprised the Bear jumped off the pass. After you make the tackle in this, so if you're a Bear, you sit on the guy. You make the official get you off the guy running with the football. I don't know. They're just going in at halftime. They're happy to be ahead 14-10.
Second down and 6. 5 to Hayden, who bobbled it and finally brings it down. He's out to the 35-yard line, picks up a first down on the gain of 7. Mary Minner was there for the Chicago Bears, and the Packers, who do have a timeout, may let it burn on the scoreboard. So Brett Favre, who is down 10-0, throws 2 touchdown passes. And Green Bay has scored 14 unanswered points. And the Packers go to halftime leading 14-10.
And I think you got to like Kramer's return. I think Kramer comes back, and the Bear players believe we got a chance to win with Kramer. I think what's hurt Kramer is that 3-step drop, Kevin, getting swatted down by the big Packer defensive line for the interception.
So we'll see what adjustments the Chicago Bears make as they go to halftime. And there's Dave Wanstead talking to Kramer. You know, Kramer started the season, played the first 3 games. They yanked him. They started Rick Meyer, who they really had invested so much of the future in. Paid him $3 million a year. Signed him to a long-term contract. And then in 3 starts, Jerry, he produced 3 field goals and 3 losses. And they made the change. Something that a lot of people didn't think Wanstead would do.
That tells you he's just coaching to win the games this year. He's not coaching for anything down the road. He's trying to win the game today.
Packers came into today 4-2. The Chicago Bears, looking for their first win of the season, came in 0-6. And Chicago, who lost on opening weekend to Green Bay 38-24. Trail here at halftime 14-10. Doctor's Khaki halftime is on deck with JB, Terry, Howie, and Ronnie. Scores and highlights. Looks like a great game down in Tampa between the Detroit Lions and the Buccaneers. And of course the Fox Sports ticker with up to the second statistics and notes on the day. What does Green Bay look like to you in the first half?
I think Green Bay knew they were going to be in for a ball game, but Favre is never good the first 2 series. So Favre threw a pick. Favre was very erratic, like he is a lot of times in the first quarter. And then when Favre finally gets rid of all that emotion and all that linebacker built up in him, then he goes down and wins football games.
Bears don't seem to be blitzing as much or as fervently as they have in the last couple games.
They have mixed it. They've mixed it with some zone coverage behind the blitz.
All right, Doctors Khaki halftime on deck. Green Bay 14 unanswered points, leading by 4. Now this from your local station.
Dockers Halftime, brought to you by Dockers Khakis, because the best defense is a great pair of khakis. Hey, nice pants.
Back here with Ronnie, Howie, and Terry, and yours truly, James Brown. Detroit and Tampa Bay, the battle of the running backs, doing the job there. Warwick Dunn not to be outdone by Barry Sanders. And look at the play here. Trent Dilfer should be doing this.
We got us a 7 all game. And then back out of the backfield, Dorsey Levens, 1-yard TD reception, 14-10, Pack over the Bears.
Bears not giving up. Natron Means leaving early with the sprained ankle. But guess what? James Stewart steps up.
Stewart out of the eye, straight up the middle. Nobody there. 7-yard touchdown run. Jacksonville up by 7. Then Stewart again. This time bounces to the outside into the end zone. This follows the Eagles block punt. 3 touchdowns by James Stewart in the first half. Then this followed by a Ty Detmer touchdown to Irving Fryer, 21-7, JB.
All right, Ditka and Reeves chatting before. Reeves looking for his first victory.
Heath Schuler trying to make a handoff. Poor pocket given by the back. That's not Schuler's fault. That's the back's fault. That's recovered by Atlanta. And then this touchdown pass of 9 yards to Bert Emanuel from Chris Chandler makes it 10-0. Ditka not happy. 13-3 at the half.
All right, as we take you around the rest of the scoreboard, New England getting healthy after that spanking by Denver, leading the Bills 16-0. That at the half. Tennessee 1-4 on top of the Bengals. 14-0. That in the second quarter play. Poor struggling Bengals. Dolphins had trailed 14-7 in the first half, now leading 17-14. As we come back to talk Detroit, Tampa Bay, two outstanding backs on display in this game.
That's right, but you got to look at the quarterback position. Right now, Trent Dilfer's getting a lot of pressure put on him, and if you get pressure put on you, that's going to have you in a situation where you got to throw the ball down the football field and make mistakes. Trent Dilfer needs to run the football. They need to stay with the run. I think they'll be fine in the second half.
Yeah, one of the things you talked about in the pregame was the fact that Tampa Bay gets upfield on Barry Sanders. Well, Barry Sanders, you see, as Matt Millen pointed out, free defenders Lynch. The toughest tackle to make in professional football is Barry Sanders in space. Very difficult. But what they do down in Tampa Bay to save Dunn is they spell him with Allstott getting him the ball. That's not a luxury they have in Green Bay. Levens accounts for 80% of their rushing offense. It's interesting, as the year goes on, will Levens wear down? That's the big question.
141 yards by Dilfer passing in the first half. Could have more, Ronnie, if, like you said, he had more time to throw the football.
That's right. All right, we've covered them all. Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit, Tampa Bay. With that in mind, we're going to send you back to your game right after this. As the Dockers halftime continues, he's always happy. I have no idea why. Enjoy the second half of your game.
I just love being here with all y'all big stars.
I think Chicago wins this football game, but he's going to be here for the next 30 minutes. The longer he plays, the better he gets.
Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights brought to you by 1-800-COLLECT. And Chicago got on the board early, 10-0. Green Bay came back.
Play action pass off river, only far, running, getting away, finding Chamur in the end zone. Play action pass again, Dorsey Levens in the flat.
And then pressure all day on Eric Kramer.
They're starting to blitz Kramer, and with the blitzing, they got a tip and deflection, and that got him an interception.
We start the second half with Green Bay kicking off. Ryan Longwell knocks it to Tyrone Hughes, who takes it on a hop inside the 10-yard line, and he is out to the 27. Tackle made by reserve tight end Jeff Thomason. And through 30 minutes of football.
The score, well, look at 95 versus 107, 185, 185. A little extra time. The reason the score is so close, each got one turnover.
So Eric Kramer, who's had a couple of passes batted down, and you saw he has thrown already one interception today.
And that was off that batted ball by Reggie White.
First down and 10 from the Chicago 27. He'll flip it out to Raymond Harris to the 31-yard line. He'll pick up a 4 on first down. Cracked pretty good by Bob Kuberski.
Wow, what a good hit.
Began well for Chicago. In the last 3 possessions, they have struggled.
Well, they only had to go 21 yards for their touchdown, so they haven't gone a long distance to get many points. And, of course, that 57-yard field goal. Since then, not much going on for him.
Lone running back, rookie from Northwestern, Darnell Autry. Second down and 5 from the 32. Kramer for Ingram. Incomplete. Hot on his tail, Tyrone Williams, the second-year cornerback from Nebraska.
Tyrone Williams jumps out at you every time you sit down and study a film. These corners, both Tyrone and Doug Evans, can come up and play man-to-man and shut down your wideout if you got to bring the ball out instantly.
Williams, of course, taking the place of the injured Craig Newsom. Harris back in the game. Third down and 5. 4-man conventional rush by Green Bay. Kramer had a tip, but it's caught by Chris Penn. He is shy of the first down. He picked up 4 when he needed 5. Roderick Mullen saw to that, and now Chicago faced with 4th and 1.
And another thing you said, he got it tipped again. Going back to the first game of the year, Kramer got a lot of passes tipped by these Packers. Gabe Wilkins, even though Andy Heck was pushing him in the chest, was able to get his hands up and bat that ball down.
There's Wilkins, and what a tremendous play he had last week, intercepting Trent Dilfer, 77 yards, hurdling a defender, which was Dilfer, and returned it for Green Bay. And it brought back a lot of thoughts, Jerry, to last year when Doug Evans intercepted a ball in St. Louis against the Rams. A lot of people feel that turned Green Bay's season around a year ago.
Well, you don't find many defensive linemen with that kind of athletic ability. When he hurtled over the quarterback Dilfer, I looked at that and said, I don't know if I've had many players that could do that are that size. There's Fritz. He's crossing his hands because the Bears are going for it, so he's in a goal line.
Would you go for it?
No.
I guess when you're 0-6, you do some interesting things.
Well, it could be a no snap here, too. And they're not in a goal line offense. They're in a wide passing formation here. This could...
4th and a yard. Kramer will take it himself on the quarterback sneak, and he looks to have achieved the first down. And to get outside the 37, the spot will mean everything.
He stretched the formation so he could run the sneak. The middle linebacker, though, should take the quarterback. That's his job. Bernardo Harris. Oh, nice job. Big cat with James Williams, the right tackle, came down and got a rub on Bernard. Now, when that play ends up, your middle linebacker can't be standing there watching. He's got to be down in the dirt with the quarterback.
So Chicago gets the first down at the 38-yard line, trailing 14-10. Movement on the line. Handoff goes to Raymond Harris, and he's out to the 42. Bernardo Harris, number 55, getting off the bottom of that pile, as is the overachieving Bob Kuberski. It's a penalty against the Green Bay Packers.
Looks like Gabe Wilkins, the right defensive end, jumping across. But what the Bears did there...
Offsides by the defense, number 98. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
You're right, it was Wilkins.
Even though there's a penalty, here's the penalty, but watch the line movement. Everybody gets a pretty good push, even though Gabe jumps out of the woods too quick. Look here. Here's the offensive line of Chicago. It's still moving. That's not bad.
May have jumped out of the woods too quick, but he'll be taken to the woods shed.
He does that again, he'll be in the woods watching. Look at the sunshine in Chicago.
1st and 5 from the 43. Kramer changing the play.
Got an audible because he's got zone. He's got both corners off.
Blitz by Green Bay might be on. They pull back. Kramer on 1st and 5. Way over the head. Hot and high to wide receiver Bobby Ingram.
Well, he wanted to throw the out because there was no bump and run. After he audibles Kramer, Doug Evans says, I'm going to come up. He was back here when the audible started. He walked up to take away what he thought Kramer was good. That's called reading your mail. I backed off, made you audible to the out, then I come up and I take it away from you. What a great job by Doug Evans.
4-year starter for the Packers. 2nd down and 5. Quick count. Raymond Harris getting the block from Carter. Turns the corner and picks up a meager yard on the play. Doug Evans saw to that. He closed that corner in a hurry. Number 33.
Well, again, he's not a sideways runner. Raymond Harris, not a sideways runner. Santana Dotson looked like he was as fast as Raymond when you're running sideways. Good effort and speed by Santana Dotson.
Raymond Harris was injured in the first half. And reports we're getting now from downstairs say he was actually knocked out. Back in he is and starting the second half.
4 wide receivers, Kevin.
3rd and 5. Chicago's got to get to the 48. Kramer, short drop back. It's caught. First down. Chris Penn, the former Kansas City starter, and a pickup of 12.
No batted ball. 3-step drop, bringing the ball out instantly. I think because of protection. 1, 2, 3. Holding it a little bit. Watch the catch be inside slant. Fakes outside. Now he's on Mullen, a nickel guy that comes in and plays the right corner. So now he's not going against Evans or Tyrone Williams. Pretty smart on the Chicago Bears staff.
And Chris Penn on this drive has caught 2 third down passes. 1st and 10. Raymond Harris to the Packer 43. Pickup of 1. Tackled by Reggie White.
Sideways running by Raymond. Bernardo Harris too fast. Brian Williams too fast to run sideways. Your shot's to run right at him. Too much speed wearing those big G's on those helmets. They can fly.
Big G.
Big G. Big G on the helmet.
Well, at least you can spell.
How do you spell G? Capital G.
Good looking drive by Chicago.
When the ball came out of Kramer's hand. I wonder where he was throwing it. And Conway adjusts to the ball. What an adjustment by Conway. No bump and run this time. Doug Evans is off. And look at him adjust to the ball. Look back. He went where the ball was thrown. The ball was not thrown to him.
I think he's made a difference in that offense today.
Well, he can make a play. He can go get some big yards.
Timeout by Kramer. He has to burn his first of the second half. He saw something he didn't like and the wrong personnel out on the field. It's 14-10, the Packers.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Toyota. Every day belongs to you. Make it count. Toyota, every day. By Budweiser, Beechwood aged for a crisp, clean, classic taste. By Doctor's Khaki. Hey, nice pants. And by Visa, the official card of the NFL that's everywhere you want to be.
Kevin Harlan, Jerry Glanville in Chicago, and the longest play this year by the Chicago Bears puts them deep in Packer territory. Kramer has had a terrific-looking drive. First and goal from the 7. Raymond Harris, the call, into the 4-yard line. He pushes a pile. He picks up about 2. It'll be second down and goal.
Trying to follow Todd Perry, coming back with the trap play. Todd Perry starting after his injury. Now watch him, he'll be the left guard. They couldn't do this while Perry was out with an injury, but they've added this as a bread and butter play.
Second down and goal. Handoff, Raymond Harris with a Tony Carter lead block, and Kaburski and Reggie White were right there.
Wow, am I glad when you called Tony Carter. This is a knee buckler. You want to watch physical contact? You wonder why people make money to play this game? Boom, and everybody's knees buckles. Bernardo Harris on Tony Carter.
We knew this would be a hard-hitting game, but listen to it down low.
I love when these two teams play each other and play in this city. It's just the greatest city you come to visit.
12th play of the Chicago drive. Another timeout for the Chicago Bears. They've got 1 remaining. Green Bay trying to hold Chicago 14-10. Kevin Harlan, Jerry Glanville, Soldier Field, Chicago. The Packers have the Bears on the Green Bay 3, but 2 timeouts by Chicago when they had it first and goal at the 7.
Well, you gotta get it in there. Everybody get off the couch, stand in your living room, start screaming. This could be the ball game, this play.
It's third and goal. Kramer, the quarterback draw. Touchdown, Chicago.
Great job of coaching. 4 wide receivers, Kevin. Spread everybody on the field. Drop back and run the quarterback draw. Hello, Chicago.
Andy Heck, the left tackle, threw a monstrous block inside, and the Bears have reclaimed the game from Green Bay. Jeff Jagger will try the extra point. Todd Sauerbrunn to hold. 16-14 right now, Chicago. And Jagger, who has not missed an extra point all year, cashes in. So the Chicago Bears lead it 17-14. A long pass play to Conway sets up that run by Kramer. The Chicago Bears led early 10-0. Green Bay came back to lead 14-10 at halftime. Chicago has gone off with a Eric Kramer 3-yard touchdown run, set up by the longest play from the line of scrimmage this season by the Chicago Bears. A 37-yard pass completion to Conway. Sauerbrun's subsequent kickoff is out of bounds. They throw the flag. Green Bay will start at the 40-yard line.
Well, that kick's monumental. But we're going to go back to the touchdown. Watch what
on the 40-yard line, first down.
Chicago move this back outside the tackle, so the middle linebacker is all the way over here. That's Brian Witt. The only guy in the middle is the official, and he's not paid to make a tackle. So they got the middle linebacker all the way over the offensive right tackle. That opens up the draw. They got out-coached on that play. This kickoff by Sauerbrunn just kills the defense for the Packers.
Hayden is in the backfield, far, first down and 10. He throws, it's caught by Freeman, spun around at the 46. As he picks up 6 on first down, Marty Carter was there in the Chicago secondary.
Marty Carter's a story in himself. Here's the guy that tore his elbow, and they said he had to go to surgery. He'd missed the season, so Marty said, get me a brace, put something on my elbow, let me wear something, and I'll finish the year. You can barely see it, but that's a big brace around his right elbow, and he still plays pretty physical, but he has to play with only one arm, being able to bend only his left elbow.
Second down and 4. Hayden can't find any room to roam as Jim Flanagan makes the tackle. We don't know why Dorsey Levens is not in right now, but he is on the sideline. We have gotten no word that he is injured, and Hayden is taking his place. One-time starter for the Chargers.
Good quick move by Flanagan. And now the Packers have brought in Don Beebe. And Don Beebe's a big man on third down. And Beebe's doing something today he's never done before. He's wearing a mouthpiece because of that concussion he had last week. He has a mouthpiece in to help him if he gets hit in the head again.
He's had 7 over his career. It's third down and Farr throws and it's intercepted for a second time. Fumbled and recovered by Chicago. Now they wave it off and it's incomplete. Marlon Forbes just about had his first pick. Incomplete pass. Green Bay's got a punt on fourth down.
Well, Forbes has got to hang on to that one. That one he has. Great job of reading the route. It's an out cut, and Forbes gets there before the wide receiver, but cannot hang on to the interception. Forbes is 46. Watch him cut right in front. Freeman can't make a play, and the ball squirts out.
And a good call by the referee.
Excellent call by the referee. The Packers dodged a bullet on that one.
Craig Hendrick to punt for the Packers. Tyrone Hughes awaits it. It's a bad punt, fluttering downfield, but landing at the 15. A great Green Bay bounce, to which Hughes picks it up and takes it back to the 9.
What great courage by Hughes. That ball was going to go down on the 1-yard line. He saved it.
Nice bounce for Hendrick, 52-yard punt. Chicago's got it and the lead. Great aerial shot. You're seeing it today, courtesy of Fuji, the official audio and videotape supplier to the NFL, and the great green Fuji blimp hovering overhead, beautiful Chicago, Illinois, on a wonderful autumn Sunday afternoon. Oldest rivalry in the NFL, 0-6 Chicago, 4-2 Green Bay. It's the Bears by 3. Worst beginning field position for the Bears. First down and 10 yards to go from the 8. Eric Kramer with play action. The quick pass caught by Ingram. And he is immediately tackled by outside linebacker Brian Williams. Call it a gain of 2, setting up second down and 8 for the Bears.
A play action pass, Kevin. The line blocks down. And they leave Reggie alone for the fullback, for the tailback, Raymond Harris, blocking Reggie. And the entire offensive line blocked to the left, trying to seal off some protection for Kramer.
Kramer's been intercepted once. Favre has been intercepted once. Second down and 8. And off goes to Raymond Harris, crawling to the 11. Call it a gain of 1.5 yards. That sets up third and long for the Bears.
Nice play by the right defensive end, Gabe Wilkins, crawling, coming down behind the line of scrimmage. I'll tell you one thing about the Packer defense. They're going to stay in there and fight till this thing's over also.
A much maligned Packer defense coming in today 23rd in the NFL.
That seems unbelievable that they could be rated that low, but they've gone against some pretty good offensive football teams.
Unbelievable when you consider that last year they were number 1 in the NFL.
Oh, Reggie's offside. Reggie White.
3rd and 6. Flags are down. Penn the catch at the 19. It'll be close to a first down, but flags litter the field. Tyrone Williams made the tackle on Penn.
I think what's happening to Chicago I think Curtis Conway has given the team an attitude. I've never seen Penn stretch with an attitude. I've never seen guys smacking each other around.
Offsides by the defense, number 92. The penalty is declined. Play results in a first down.
First down for Chicago. Dave Wanstead says that Conway is the team leader.
I can tell his attitude is starting to permeate through the rest of the players. You wouldn't think a wideout would carry that attitude, but he does with the Bears. He's got everybody mustered up, fighting a little bit harder.
It's a first down for Chicago. Kramer winding up, hit as he threw the ball, flutters incomplete into a thicket of Packer defenders, and it was intended for Curtis Conway. Backdoor Fox Television Center in Hollywood. A McDonald's.
Sanders back to Kevin and Jay.
All right, thank you, James. Barry Sanders.
He's going to be the doctor player of the week.
Second down, 10. Raymond Harris sent right up the middle and picks up 4. Bernardo Harris brings him down. We just got word from the Packers. Dorsey Levens has a rib injury. He will be in the locker room, and now he is out. And there he is, and he is out of his shoulder pads and done for the day. They're not saying it's a broken rib, Jerry, but a sprained rib.
I never heard of a sprained rib, but the way he was running, he was doing such a great job. I always hate to see a guy that loves football and loves to play like he does to have any type of injury, but that's part of the game.
He had a wonderful beginning, but the day is done for Dorsey Levens. Third down and 6, and Chicago is 4 of 8 on third downs today. Great time for Kramer. Almost picked off, deflected, incomplete, as Mike Pryor got a hand on it. And Chicago can't do anything with it. They're going to punt it to Green Bay.
Everybody is pretty well smothered covered on this. A good job by the Packers defense. Nobody has much room open. Good protection, nice protection. Now watch all the Packers. They're all over that thing. Mike Pryor, he's the man making the play.
But Chicago, a team that has allowed more sacks than any team in the NFL, has not allowed a sack today to the Packers. Sauerbrunn gets a rocket downfield and picked up by Schrader at the 21. This kid can fly and is being chased. And the former World League player takes it up after a monstrous punt by Sauerbrunn, which sailed 56 yards, an unbelievable hang time of 4.5 seconds. Green Bay's got the ball.
Means a strong commitment to major news events that matter to you.
Newsline 9 on TV 9 and TV 34.
Got away with it. Old Dallas Cowboy trick there.
The Packers have Jeff Dallenbach taking the place of the injured Aaron Taylor, the best offensive lineman at left guard right now. Taylor is out with an injury. He got late in the first half. First and 10. Favre zips a pass to the sideline, caught by Antonio Freeman, who was the man last year when both Brooks along with Mickens went down. Walt Harris makes the stop. There's Dallenbach, who has played with Miami and New England.
Well, Favre saw the blitz. He audible checked off, kept both backs in, kept the tight end in, ran a two-man route. He's going to try to beat the wide out on an out route, man-to-man on the corner. Good job by Favre. He read it, changed the play, changed the block protection.
Levens is out, Hayden is in. Levens done for the day with the bruised rib. Handoff, Aaron Hayden. He is 3 years out of Tennessee, claimed on waivers, and loses a yard on that carry.
Well, right there, Aaron got himself a headache. Wow. No place to go, no place to hide, just a big whack in the head. Look at you see all these straps. There's a big pad or something he's also wearing where that left collarbone would be. You can see the strap coming down. He's wearing something over his left chest along with the ribs. Dorsey Levens out for this game.
Second down, 11 yards to go for Favre. Look at all the time, but here comes the rush, and there goes Brett Favre. He's got to get down to the 15, and he is short of the first down. Out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Carl Simpson was in hot pursuit as Favre picks up 9. Scrambling to the 16.
You have to watch his Favre in the scramble, fakes a pass, and makes Barry Minner go away from the run. Watch when he fakes the pass. Watch what he does to that lineman. Fakes it. There goes that linebacker, and he's scrambling that way. Wow. You won't catch that anywhere but here.
Third and 2 for the two-time MVP. Packers trail by a field goal. Favre to Hayden. He's got to get down to the 16. He's got the first down, spinning to the 11. Jim Flanagan eventually brought him down. He picks up 5 right there, and Hayden gets the first down for the Green Bay Packers.
What I really liked there on Hayden, when he caught the ball, he squared up, knew what he had to do, jumped back inside the tackler. Watch this. This guy hasn't played much, but you can see he has the athletic ability. In the open field by himself, going against Ron Cox. He squared up, brought it right back. Look at that cleaned up by Jim Flanagan. You think both teams aren't playing hard?
On the 12, first and 10 for the Packers. 1:13 to play in the third quarter. Favre to the end zone for Freeman. Knocked away, incomplete, no flag. Coverage by Walt Harris. The much maligned Walt Harris.
Walt Harris is playing better now since he got benched and came back. They gave up on. Watch his formation. They'll send the back in motion. That tells him, is it man or is it zone? So the quarterback says it's man. I'm alone on the backside. One-on-one. There's Favre. Here's Harris. Fight for that football. A month ago, he'd have given up a touchdown.
And he did.
Yeah.
To Chris Carter.
And Favre knew what was happening when he saw how they picked up the motion. The motion is telling the quarterback what the coverage is.
Second down, 10. Favre, the double pump. The throw wide open. Shimura, touchdown, Green Bay. The second of the day for Mark Shimura.
And you hollered the double pump. The reason Shimura ends up all alone, they're trying to break on the first pump. It's natural to go when he brings the ball forward. The double pump opened up the tight end.
Ryan Longwell will try the extra point with under a minute to play in the third quarter. Hendrick to hold. Green Bay is back on top. The Packers lead the Bears 21-17. Pass completions of 13 yards and 18 yards to Antonio Freeman. Set up the 12-yard touchdown pass, Favre to Shimura.
But Shimura is the tight end. Oh, they had the tight end outside. They told us about it in the meeting last night. The tight end, Shimura, got up and lined up as a flanker. And he said the quarterback was going to look and see who was covering. If Shimura passed the wide out and the corner didn't go on him, he knew he had zone and he'd sit down in the pocket. We're with the coach last night. He says, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take Shimura, move him all the way to the outside. And that'll tell Favre by who goes out with him, whether it's man or zone. So he knew he had zone here. Excellent protection.
And by making that one move, he can read the defense that easily.
He can read it easily. If the safety went out there with Shimura, he knew it was man. If the corner slid out with Shimura, he knew it was zone. So then he could fake pump it and set him down in the hole. And again, that's a coaching touchdown. Favre may be the most important man on this team. And then Mike Holmgren's the second most important. He's the guy that designs this stuff that helps his quarterback play.
Another good-looking drive engineered by Brett Favre. 4 of 6, 47 yards. Shimura, the 12-yard touchdown pass. And of those 4 completions, 2 big ones to Antonio Freeman. Ryan Longwell, the kick. Tyrone Hughes, the free agent from New Orleans, from the 3-yard line for the Bears. Guy who set a lot of records, and there's a loose ball, and the Packers say they've got it. And they blow it dead. It's Chicago's football. It's Chicago's football. In a game that has seen 3 late changes, Chicago jumping off 10-0. Green Bay coming back with 2 touchdowns to lead 14-10. Chicago going up 17-14. Now the Packers lead it 21-17. As Dave Wannstedt looks for his first win this year, and Mike Holmgren hopes to just keep pace with the Buccaneers. Now, if Tampa loses today, we could have a tie for first place if Green Bay wins. First and 10 for Kramer. Raymond Harris was gobbled up. Bernardo Harris, Santana Dotson. No gain.
Santana Dotson, so much quickness he got in the backfield when he pushed him back. You have to watch Bernardo Harris. He'll finish him off. There's Santana slipping off right in the backfield and coming in for the cutback, Bernardo Harris. Bernardo Harris is going to be, what are you going to do with Bernardo when Kuntz comes back? He can't watch the game. He's got to be in there.
He's too good.
What a great problem to have.
Second down, 11 to go. Raymond Harris again to the 23. A gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 9. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. The Packers lead the Chicago Bears 21-17. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local Fox station.
November's biggest event, the
Cam 9, your eye in the sky, only on WAOW TV 9.
The oldest rivalry in the NFL and the oldest stadium in the National Football League, Green Bay, Chicago, Soldier Field. Kevin Harlan, Jerry Glanville, Packers lead through 3. 3 lead changes. Favre has gone to the air twice, hitting Chimera, make it 3 times, hitting Chimera twice. The Bears, who have allowed more sacks than any team, have now allowed a sack today. Dorsey Levens, the featured back for the Packers, out with the rib injury. We begin the fourth quarter with Chicago 3rd and 10. Throws. It's caught. Chris Penn, who's been a great third down receiver today, picks up the first down to the Chicago 34. Chris Penn has 5 catches, Jerry. 4 have been on third down.
And their slants. For some reason, the Packers are staying outside in the coverage. If they're going to beat you on slants, then you have to come and play inside the wideout. You watch here, the corners laying all the way outside. A terrible tackle. Wow, that was terrible. I've been bragging on old Tyrone Williams, but I can't brag on him on that play.
1st and 10 handoff to Raymond Harris.
Wow, you got to run that back. Did you see that fullback go in there and meet with Bernardo?
Tony Carter.
Wow, this is a war. I'm all the way up here. I'm on the 45-yard line. I'm in a nosebleed. I can hear the smacking. What a hit by the fullback and Bernardo. Listen to this thing. That's NFC Central, Kevin.
2nd down and 6. The handoff again to Raymond Harris, who gets the block and has a first down for the Chicago Bears, taking it to the 47-yard line. Linebacker Brian Williams makes the stop after a gain of 8, and the Bears are on the move, as are we. Let's go to our Fox Television Center in Hollywood and a McDonald's game break in James Brown.
And Kevin back. Kevin and Jerry.
All right, James, first down and 10. Darnell Autry in the backfield. He'll get the call behind the Carter block. He breaks a tackle, and he gets about a gain of 2.
Well, everybody in Chicago wants Darnell Autry to do well. Here's a guy that maybe saved Northwestern football. He's the guy that brought the college back to big time, winning the Big Ten.
And Jerry, arguably the most famous Chicago college athlete, maybe since Mark Aguirre played college basketball at DePaul.
I'll tell you what, he made me go buy a Northwestern sweatshirt, because I love purple anyway. Because of him, I got a Northwestern sweatshirt. Here he is with the Bears, hometown. Give the guy a chance, let him run.
Rookie 4th-round pick out of Northwestern. 2nd down 9. Autry again. Oh, there he goes. By midfield into Green Bay territory, wiggling his way to the 46 as he picks up 6 as Seth Joyner and Bernardo Harris make the stop. He'll be shy of a first down by 3 yards.
Well, when he gets the ball in this stadium, you can feel electricity. The crowd screams and hollers. They know what he did down the road. Listen to him give him a cheer as he comes off. Mr. Northwestern.
With Rashaan Salam out, it's going to open up that door of opportunity now for Autry. It's 3rd and 3, Chicago's 8th play of the drive, trailing Green Bay 21-17. Raymond Harris is in. Harris, and he's got the first down. all the way to the Green Bay 41. Leroy Butler stopped him, and Chicago continues to move him.
Well, I was down on the field when the Bears came out the tunnel. When the Bears came out the tunnel, the crowd hollered, "You bums, you can't play." Well, everybody in Chicago, you cannot call them bums because they never quit trying. They just keep on playing as hard as they can.
And unfortunately, they have 18 former or current Bears that do radio and TV shows in the city. It's the most of any city and any team in the NFL. A lot of scrutiny on this Chicago Bears franchise.
There's an audible. There's an audible.
1st and 10 for Kramer. Going to a pass and going deep. He's got Conway.
No.
And a flag is thrown. 1st and goal to go. Chicago at the Green Bay 6. That was as blatant as you'll see.
Well, Tyrone got himself in trouble. I'm not so sure he did not do the right thing here by getting this penalty. Without this penalty, I think Tyrone was going to give up a touchdown. I think he needed the penalty to put the ball on the 5 and give him a chance to keep fighting.
Even the threat of Conway makes plays like that happen for Chicago.
Well, he's the only guy that can push it down there that fast, so they can get the ball out quick enough to throw a deep pass. Here he is, and Tyrone's been playing a pretty good football game.
And you think he did this on purpose?
He had to do this. He knows now that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown if he doesn't do that.
The starting right guard for the Bears, Chris Gray, is gone. Bill Schultz taking his place. A 35-yard penalty in essence. It's 1st and goal for the Bears at the 5. Raymond Harris slipped, regained his footing, and takes it to the 3. Bernardo Harris, the leading tackler for the Packers, there again.
Conway coming back in.
There's Schultz, 67, getting off the pile. He's taking the place of the injured Chris Gray, making his first start today on what has been a patchwork offensive line for the Bears.
Well, they've done an excellent job today as compared to what I think Perry's made a big difference. Everybody likes Heck. Andy Heck at the left tackle, Big Cat Williams, but now they got Perry back.
Bears have been perfect in the red zone today. Another change of play by Kramer. 2nd and goal. The fake handoff, the quick throw to Carter, and down he goes. Smelled out beautifully by All-Pro Seth Joyner.
Well, the quarterback never should have thrown because Seth Joyner has it eaten up. Seth Joyner, welcome. He's no puppy. He's no youngster. He's seen this before. Watch him jump all over. First back out, turns around, gets there, smother covers it. Where's Wayne Simmons? He's gone off.
He's in Kansas. One of the things about Seth Joyner they like, not only his blitzing ability, Jerry, but he's great in pass coverage.
And I think the big difference between him and Simmons is he'll show up on time for the meetings.
3rd down, goal to go at the 4. 11th play of the Chicago drive. Harris, and he's down to the 1. So it'll be 4th and goal at the 1 for the Bears.
Well, buckle it up, baby. Now you're going to find out the Bears are going for it. Here comes the substitutions. Everybody's coming everywhere. This is the ball game.
We're down to 9:15, the clock ticking, and for Dave Wanstead, desperation on his face, an 0-6 start under the unbelievable pressure and criticism of the fans and the media. And he said before the game, a win today over Green Bay could turn everything around.
Inside the 1-yard line, inside, sneak.
There was Eric Kramer. They pull him off. There is no call.
Santana says they stopped him. What a great job by the Packer defense. Watch the surge. Just digging a hole. It looks like the ball is probably right here. That's how close it got.
That's about what this season has been like for the Chicago Bears. A goal line stand for Fritz Shermer's defense.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chrysler, engineered to be great cars. By Miller Lite, now official beer sponsor of the NFL. By Intel, makers of the amazing Pentium 2 processors. And by 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven.
Green Bay Packer goal line stand. Keeps out the Chicago Bears on 4th and 1. And here's a 1st and 10 pass by Brett Favre to Robert Brooks. He's out to the 10. He picks up 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Let's take a look at that goal line stand by Green Bay.
Here's the sneak by Kramer now. His head and shoulders definitely cross the goal line, but it's where the ball is. Here's his head. Here's his shoulders, a touchdown. We don't know where the ball is in that mess. The ball has to cross that end zone. Watch him sneak to the left. Wow.
Henderson in the backfield, 2nd down and 1. Henderson gets the call, and he's short of the 1st down. Does not get it. 3rd down now and about 2 as they push him back a half yard. Carl Reeves with the stick, taking the place of the injured Alonzo Spellman.
Well, we thought Kyle Reeves versus Ross Burba would be a battle because Kyle Reeves has the best motors on the Bears. By motor, he tries and he tries. Practice every play. Plays every play in the game full speed, and he's going against that Ross Burba, giving him a good workout today.
The Bears can still make something of this defensive possession by holding Green Bay. 3rd down, a long one, Favre out of the pocket. Has to throw wide open for a 1st down. The reception made by Antonio Freeman. It's a gain of 10, and Green Bay now gets some breathing room.
But when they came off the 1-yard line, they hit the slot in the flat. They hit this slot in the flat when they came off the 1, and he came inside. Now he fakes the slot, and watch the turn on. He fakes the same play, fake. Everybody jumps it. That Favre is something, boy.
And he makes his third down reception today. Freeman with 7 catches total. Out from the 18-yard line as the flags are thrown and whistles are blown.
Ross Burba, little twitch in his twitcher.
An offside last week, but then he really settled down against the Buccaneers.
For the snap, full start by the offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty, it's still 1st down.
Left tackle.
Is there a more difficult position for a rookie lineman to play than left tackle?
I don't think so. I don't even want to say rookie. Just lineman, period.
Reported late to camp as you see Antonio Freeman with the big day. 7 receptions from quarterback Brett Favre. The penalty pushes it back 5. 1st and 15.
He read it like we did. He saw we now full press corners.
He's going to change the play. Here comes Cox. There goes Favre down the sideline. Dropped, and a flag is thrown on Walt Harris, covering the speed merchant Antonio Freeman.
Wow, it's fun to stand up here. I wish everybody at home, you got to stand up like I am, because this is a full press. They read the blitz. The blitz got picked up. They're after the quarterback. It's bump and run, man to man. Wow, this is worth the price of admission.
Pass interference by the defense, number 27. It was a cutoff. Automatic 1st down.
They read the blitz, so he said, I might as well come up. You got my game covered. Here we go. Antonio Freeman. I don't know about pass interference on that one now. Wow. Head turned around, putting his arm in there. Come on.
In essence, a 19-yard penalty. From the 32, 1st down and 10 yards to go for the Packers. Henderson picks up the block, and there goes Aaron Hayden. He's got a 1st down. And the guy who's taken the place of feature back Dorsey Levens comes up with a pickup of 16 yards as we pick up James Brown in our Fox Television Center.
Kevin and Jerry, Gale Sayers' record of 6 touchdowns in a game threatened to be tied. That's because James Stewart scored his 5th touchdown for Jacksonville today. Jaguars all over Philadelphia, 35-7. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Jerry, around the NFL, people think that aside from Green Bay, Jacksonville may be the deepest, most talented team in the NFL.
There's the guy they put on the bench for the whole playoff stretch, and he may score 6 touchdowns.
Good point. 1st down and 10. It's Hayden again with the block and some room to the Chicago 47 as he picks up 4. Off the bottom of the pile is strong safety Marty Carter.
Good job by the Packers coaching staff. They're finding errors in run force because of the blitzes. They're running to places where there's nobody to turn the play in. Got a good shoulder. That's the guy. Now, he just made that tackle. That's Marty Carter. He made that tackle with one arm that works. The right elbow will not bend. How'd you like to be out there? Everybody else got two elbows. He's got one elbow that's working.
With a big brace on that bad elbow. 2nd down and 6 from the 47. Blitz is on again. Picked up by Green Bay. Favre. What a play in the secondary by Tom Carter.
That was a touchdown. Tom Carter just took away a touchdown. That was a touchdown. Wow. Here's a guy that made a trade. Got him from the Redskins. Man to man, he gets beat inside. He's fooled. Brooks has got it. Wow, what a recovery, huh?
They've thrown to Brooks 8 times today. He's only made 2 receptions.
Wow.
Henderson in the backfield. 3rd down and 6. Here comes Cox. There goes Favre. Pass caught by Brooks. He should have enough for a 1st down.
He dropped it. He dropped it.
Incomplete pass. Now the Bears drop Brooks and he can't get up. Brooks was injured last year with the knee. A medical miracle, really. He's able to come back and play this year. This has nothing to do with his knee right here. He just took a wicked shot from the Chicago secondary. Walt Harris drilled him at the 40-yard line.
I thought it was a 1st down in the slot. They're breaking the slots to the flat. There's 87. There he goes. Corner sitting in the flat. Hits him. We can't tell where the ball is here. Evidently, that ball's out already. There's the ball right there.
2nd drop pass today by Robert Brooks. Injury timeout with the Packers leading Chicago 21-17. Robert Brooks was down. He's now up with a bit of a headache, but he walked off under his own power. Craig Hentrick will punt. A guy who has more touchbacks than any punter in the NFL will get another one. 47-yard punt. Flag has been thrown. Back at the 44. An official's hat is off as well.
Holding on the Bears. Now, if they held before the ball was punted, the Packers keep the ball. If they held after the ball was punted, then it's a penalty from the 20-yard line. So where did the hold take place? Before or after the punt? That's why the officials are getting in a huddle trying to make a decision.
It's a good description.
Holding by the receiving team, number 53, during the kick. It's a 10-yard penalty. Chicago keeps the ball, 1st down.
Well, the Bears dodged a bullet. If they would have done that before the ball was punted, 1st and 10 for the Packers.
Bears get it back with time to score. With Jerry Glanville, Kevin Harlan, Chicago.
If you're a Packer fan, pretty big. Tampa Bay is losing, and the Packers are winning. That could tie that whole thing up in the NFC Central. Pretty big series right here.
And as you see, Chicago had a great long drive last time. From the 10, they got to go 90 yards. 1st and 10, they get it out to Tony Carter. He picks up 4. He's to the 14-yard line. Side swiped by Brian Williams, the outside linebacker.
22 zone means the corners has the flat. What a great job by this corner. Has anything that comes to the flat, has to make the tackle or knock the ball down. Watch the back step right over the corner force. Nice job by Tony Carter.
Bears have 86 yards to go, but just 1 timeout left. It's 2nd down and 5. Raymond Harris, a good move inside, crawls for a Chicago 1st down to the 21-yard line on a nice maneuver that picks up 7 for the Bears and a 1st down.
All you can say about that is that's a great effort. That's a back from Ohio State. You don't need to say anything. Watch him run. Ultra back.
Because he can do it all.
Run,
block, yep.
Catch, block. Look at him after contact. 5 yards after somebody hits him.
A player is down for the Green Bay Packers, and that is Eugene Robinson. An injury timeout from Soldier Field. 3:56 to play. The Packers trying to hold on. Wanstead looking for his 1st win. We've had 3 lead changes in this game. Green Bay leading Buccaneers are losing now. Green Bay is winning now. If that finishes today, we'll have a tie for first place. It's 1st and 10 for Eric Kramer and the Chicago Bears. He throws. It's loose and may have been picked off. And it was a Packer interception, and that may have won the game for Green Bay. Bernardo Harris on a deflected pass from quarterback Eric Kramer.
Not really a deflected pass. A great hit knocks the ball out of there. And Bernardo Harris is actually recovering what I think probably was a fumble. Watch the great hit. Brian Williams sees him coming out. Brian Williams stuffs him. There's the ball. What a great interception by Bernardo Harris.
And Kramer is picked off for the second time today.
Both of them being a deflection.
Yeah, exactly. And that may cost the Chicago Bears the game. Packers have 3 timeouts. Chicago has 1. Bears have turned it over twice. On 1st and 10, Aaron Hayden taking the place of the injured Dorsey Levens. Going for a loss of a yard. Jim Flanagan makes the stop.
What great running by Flanagan. Flanagan coming behind the line of scrimmage. What great effort and great run and chasing. Flanagan never looks at the scoreboard, doesn't know if they're behind, they're ahead. 99. Wow.
Hayden holding on to that football.
That's their last time out because they lost the 2 on the goal line before they scored. They lost 2 because they didn't get the play call.
Bears burn their final timeout. 3.5 to play. Green Bay with it at the 25 of the Bears. It's the Packers 21-17. Our Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader continues. Most of you will see St. Louis taking on division rival San Francisco. Other regional action, don't miss. More exciting NFL action coming up right here on Fox, except in the Chicago area. It's 2nd down and 11 for the Green Bay Packers. Hayden with the stutter step and then brought down again. Flanagan, Jerry, there's your guy, and he picks up a meager yard. It is 3rd down. Bears out of timeouts. We're at 3:19.
Now the Packers got to just waller around here a little bit and take all the time they can off the clock. The Bears unfortunately wasted those 2 timeouts when they ran out of time down in there on the 3-4 yard line. You got to love Flanagan. Flanagan will bust his butt on every down.
Third down and 10 for the Packers. There go the flags. Reeves was moving, but was he induced?
Flags before the snap.
Before the ball was snapped, encroachment by the defense, number 98, made contact, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
98 they called. Carl Simpson. They're in an all-out blitz, the Bears. He's right over the ball, too. He can't move. He should see if the ball is snapped or not. That gives them a chance to run for a 1st down. So now it's 3rd and 5, and a run here can get a 1st down, where that 3rd and 10 been a little tougher on him. Costly mistake.
Down and 5 for the Green Bay Packers from the 19 of the Chicago Bears. Favre almost picked off, incomplete. Marty Carter got a hand on it.
And this is how they came off the goal line, with the slot running to the flat. Whenever Favre gets in trouble, if you see a split backs and you see a slot, it's slot to the flat. BB to the flat, and watch. Oh, Walt Harris. No, that's Marty Carter. Marty Carter almost picks that off. He can't pick up the right elbow, so he swats it with his left hand. If he had 2 hands, he'd have had a shot at it.
Ryan Longwell had one blocked last week. He'll try from 37 yards into a stiff breeze, and it's good. And the Green Bay Packers build their lead on Chicago 24-17. No timeouts for the Bears. 2.5 to play when we come back. Well, Jerry, that becomes a pretty important field goal. It's now a touchdown lead for the Green Bay Packers over the Chicago Bears.
It's amazing. You got to love National Football League players. Every Bear signal it was no good. And every Packer was jumping up and down. So you wonder what's wrong with some of these sets of eyes they're looking at that. Every Bear signal that went wide left.
Here's Tyrone Hughes, who, of course, has 8 different records, returning kicks, returning punts, mostly with New Orleans. And he's been very quiet since coming to the Chicago Bears. What a great time to have a welcoming party.
Bad kick, bad kick.
Longwell's kick is short. Picked up by Tony Carter, one of the upbacks, and he's out to the 29-yard line. Well, there's some big plays in this game handed on by the Green Bay Packers. A goal line stand halfway through the fourth quarter.
Great job of keeping Kramer an inch away. And then this big play, you watch Brian Williams bat the ball up with a good hit and a great interception by Bernardo Harris. Packer defense sort of taking over.
What do you tell your quarterback? Down by 7, no timeouts, and he's at the 33.
That's the time when the coach sort of turns his back and says, "Oh, get it in there, will you?" You don't get a lot of help when you're a quarterback in this situation.
On their own 33, first down and 10 yards to go for Eric Kramer. Dumps it off, incomplete. There go the flags. The pass was intended for Chris Penn. The coverage was applied by Roderick Mullen.
First of all, I don't think you can throw those patterns. I think you got to push the ball down farther than that.
Preliminary call is against Green Bay with 2:24 to play in the fourth quarter.
Roderick, they're going after him when they get him in a nickel situation.
Hold it by the defense, number 28. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Now, he's not a regular. He just comes in the nickel situation, and the Bears have sort of focused on him when they need a first down on third down. Oh, he's got him collared pretty good. That's definitely a penalty. But I don't think you can throw that short a route. You got 2:24 with no timeouts.
From the 38, first down and 5. Make it first down and 10. Kramer. He's got Conway. First down, stops the clock. Green Bay's 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 yards.
And you can thank Andy Heck for that. Andy Heck, great pass protection on Gabe Wilkins. Andy Heck, he's the father of triplets. They got new triplets, and he's playing for all 3 of them on this one. Watch Andy push a good pass rusher right on down in the ground. He could put him right down to his knees.
Conway's 5th catch, 77 yards. On the Packer 47, first and 10 for Chicago. Kramer, good time again. Throws, it's knocked away. Eugene Robinson back in the game, all over tight end Ryan Whitnight.
Well, they needed Eugene back in there. What a big play. What a big smack. Now, you got 2:14, so you can play this as you got a timeout at 2 minutes. Watch Eugene, number 41, coming in and finishing that play off. Leroy Butler coming inside with the cut. Now, you can run in this situation because you're going to get a timeout at 2 minutes.
Second down and 10. Kramer with time, throws a pass, and it is caught by Chris Penn. Close to a first down for the Bears at the Green Bay 37. Roderick Mullen was there. It's a gain of 10. And that should be a first down as you take a look at the ever-intense Tony Wise, the Bears offensive line coach.
Why he's so intense, Kramer got smothered. How he got this off, quarterback had no time, and watch where he puts the ball. But again, who are they going after? They're going after that nickel back, Roderick Mullen. And he's wide open. Chris Penn had a heck of a day, huh?
Very good. They're going to bring the chains over and get a more accurate measurement and see just how close Chicago is. Bears no timeouts, 2:09 to play. And they get the first down there. Chris Penn, you were talking about him, the former Kansas City receiver who was a starter with Marty Schottenheimer, 6 catches today.
That's Fritz Schumer. He's their defensive coordinator. Fritz and I got to coach together in Detroit with the Lions about 200 years ago. As a defensive signal caller, you're watching that.
Chicago has it first down and 10 from the 37. Kramer, the short drop, the quick throw, caught by Ingram, gets out of bounds. Clock stopped at 2:04. He picks up 8 yards on first down inside the Green Bay 30.
Well, that's the Favre Green Bay route. They're both running the slot to the flat when the corners get off. By getting off, they're not on the receiver. They're backing off, giving him some air. Then the slot is running to the flat, the same thing the Packers did earlier to the Bears.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just lost to Detroit. This game becomes even more important now for Green Bay. Second down and 2. From the 29, handoff, Raymond Harris. Look at him dig all the way to the Green Bay 22. It's another Chicago first down. Brian Williams wraps him up. We are at the 2-minute warning, and that run by Harris has driven this sellout crowd into a frenzy. The Bears are on the move, down by 7. The 2-minute warning. Kevin Harlan, Jerry Glanville, 2-minute warning here in Chicago. 5 times Green Bay has taken on a Central Division opponent, and 5 times the opponent's featured running back has gained 100 yards. And Harris has done it to Green Bay twice. Opening night, 122. Today, 100 yards.
Well, Green Bay fell asleep on that. There was 2 minutes and 4 seconds. So that's a run down because you get the timeout with the 2 minutes. And they were playing all pass with a 2 minute, 4 seconds on the clock.
And again, Chicago with no timeouts with the first down and 10 from the Green Bay 22. Kramer, look at the time. He's got a receiver. Touchdown. The first touchdown pass by the Chicago Bears in 21 quarters. Do you go for 2 or do you go for the extra point?
You're at home. You kick the extra point. Try to go overtime, but I don't think they're doing it. I think they're going to try to win it right now. They're going to line up and try to win it right now.
And what do you think?
Well, I'd kick the extra point because all overtime games this year have been won by the home team.
They're going to go for 2. Down by 1.
It's a pick. It's a pick to the slot side.
Kramer will throw out of the reach of Raymond Harris.
On the touchdown play, the Packers did something very unusual. 3-man rush for the Packers. Only 3 people going after the quarterback allowed him to hold the ball and break wide open for the touchdown.
And as he hit Chris Penn, complete euphoria for Eric Kramer. Then the 2-point conversion try.
Going for the 2 with a back flare. There's the pick I talked about. They had the pick on the coverage, but didn't make a good throw. Would have had a hard time getting it in. I'm a guy that believes you play for overtime at home and you go for 2 on the road. But when you're 0-6.
Now we look for the onside kick with the Bears down by a point and 1:54 to play in the game.
This is called the numbers. That's right, 20, 30, 40. You put all your people inside the numbers and get all these people fighting for the ball in that short area. So that's what the onside kick's all about. Jam up all the people from the boundary to the numbers.
Sauerbrunn to kick off. The Packers have receivers and guys with great pass catching ability at the 40. The kick, and it was taken by a tight end Jeff Thomason, 83. The Packers take over at the Chicago 39. Bears cannot stop the clock, and Green Bay leads 24-23. Coming to a game 0-6, facing tremendous pressure from every quadrant. And then you try to go for two when you think the momentum of the game is on your side.
And here's Packers' favorite play, and they get to do it a bunch, the kneel down. And a couple more of these, they'll find themselves in first place.
Tied for first place. Tied for first place with the Buccaneers. I think Mike Holmgren realizes just how tough this game was going to be. We talked to him last night, and I think everything that he dreamt that could possibly gone wrong, that could go wrong, pretty much did. Favre was not on the money today. He did not have one. He lost his featured running back in Dorsey Levens. Robert Brooks drops a couple passes.
But I think Favre still made unbelievable plays. Scrambles, throws, and when Favre's having a bad day, he's still hard to beat. There's a lot of guys that have been playing a long time this year without getting any wins. And there's a guy that stepped in for an injured linebacker, Bernardo Harris. I think he's playing as good as Kuntz. I can feel the pain in a lot of those faces. Unfortunately, I went 0-5 one year, and being an 0 for team, 0 for something, it's just a miserable life till the next game.
That'll do it. Green Bay is 1, and they're tied for first place in the NFC Central with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Detroit beat Tampa today out at the Big Sombrero. Mike Holmgren and the Packers go to 5-2. The Chicago Bears drop to 0-7. Final score from Soldier Field, Chicago. The Bears 24-23 losers to the Green Bay Packers. We'll be back right after this. World champion Green Bay Packers beating Chicago. This play of the game brought to you by Energizer. They're going for 2 here after a touchdown.
Well, they're trying to pick inside the linebacker on the coverage. And Eugene Robinson, he's too smart. He came off his man to help on the play. And, of course, that cost him the football game.
The Packers with the win. Tampa Bay with the loss. Green Bay tied for first place. The Chicago Bears tied the worst start in their 78-year history. They go 0-7. So now for Jerry Glanville, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long from Soldier Field, Chicago. The Packers hold on, beating the Chicago Bears in the oldest rivalry in the NFL. The Packers 24, Chicago 23. You've been watching Fox Sports coverage of the National Football League.